All right, to formally welcome us to today's event, let us now welcome our hardworking, patient, and of course, pretty National Vice President for Academics, Ms. Kyle Nance Delgado, to deliver her opening remarks. Hi, Kyle.
Hello, good morning guys. Ayan, am I audible ba?
Yes, loud and clear, Kyle.
Ayan, so thank you so much for that delightful introduction, Daryl. Yung always fresh naman na National Vice President for Communications. Thank you, Daryl. Ayan, so good morning, JPNs. I hope you have already eaten your breakfast, fed your dogs and pets, and I hope you have fixed your beds. Ngayon, may seryosong tanong ako to all of you. Ayan, ready na ba kayo? And if you're ready, comment kayo. Ayan, so medyo may delay, 'di ba? Kasi nga nasa FB Live lang tayo. Ayan, so ayan, di pa nagko-comment. Ayan, so if you're ready for the question, kindly comment ready. Ayan, bigyan ko kayo ng time. Ayan, may nag-comment na ng ready. Isa lang yung ready. Sige, okay guys. Ayan, so I would like to Ayan, thank you guys for replying. Ayan, so may seryosong tanong ako to all of you. Ayan, naglalaro ba kayo ng Valorant? Type in your answer, guys. Ayan, medyo delayed talaga tayo sa FB, ano. Ayan, ayan, hihintayin ko yung sagot ninyo. Hindi raw sila naglalaro. Ayan, so, hayop naman na buhayan pa rin kayo sa tanong na yon kahit hindi kayo naglalaro. Ayan, so, ayan kudos sa inyo guys kasi ayan, hindi kayo naglalaro. So I hope you're managing your time well. Ayan, pero hindi talaga yun yung seryoso kong gustong itanong sa inyo. Gusto ko lang na mabuhayan kayo. So ngayon, seryosong tanong talaga. Ayan. What is commitment for you? Ano ba ang commitment para sa'yo? Ayan, so I'll be reading your comments. So I'll wait. Ayan. Ayan, I'll wait for your comments guys kasi medyo delay talaga tayo sa Facebook. And so ano nga ba ang commitment para sa iyo? Ayan, yung mga taong nandito sa Zoom, baka gusto nyo ding sumagot kung ano yung commitment para sa inyo. Ayan, may sumagot. Responsibility daw yung commitment. Eto, si Mika, commitment is a crucial thing. Ayan, ano kayang pinagdaanan ni Mika na nasabi niyang crucial daw yung commitment. Ayan, responsibility. Ayan, maraming nagsasabing responsibility. Commitment is dedicating time and effort to something. Oo naman. Willingness of a person to do things. Accountability. Commitment is a scam daw. Ayan, sana naman hindi ka na ma-scam sa next time na mag-commit ka. Ayan, pledge to be loyal daw. Ayan, so, ayun. Ayan, I bet you're also curious, why did I choose to ask you that question sa ganitong oras talaga ng umaga? Ano, napaka-early to ask that very heavy question. So I'll answer that along with my own definition of commitment later. Ayan. So the Financial Accounting and Reporting Lecture on Biological Assets is the third installment of Kinaadman. Ano nga ba ang Kinaadman? Kinaadman was designed by the National Federation of Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants together with Real Excellence Online to uphold the academic excellence and educational advancement of JPNs. With grit and tenacity as the foundation of academic pursuit, NFJPIA and REO wanted to serve knowledge and wisdom at every JPN's table. With the 23rd National Mid-Year Convention unfolding, we decided the third Kinaadman to be part of NMYC. And this morning marks the seventh day of NMYC. And all of us conquered a lot. Kasi alam kong lahat tayo. The organizers concluding each event one by one the participants competing day by day, and the sponsors inspiring JPN's event by event. It has been almost 7 months since NFJP started, and I could really say it has been a tough 6.5 months. But it has been a tougher 7 days. Conducting the National Mid-Year Convention is deeply rooted not only from my reason for running for this position, but also from the reasons of all the other officers. MAPA National Executive Officer Mainian or Standing Committee. It is a collection of reasons, and now it has been brought to light. As we draw nearer to the end of NMYC, allow me to share a little bit as to why we are conducting 12 academic events this National Mid-Year Convention despite the online setting. Why did I run for the National Vice President for Academics position? Why put up with so many events? I have been asking that to myself for the past 3 months. But I have already answered that even before I became a national officer. Why? The reason why I ran for this position is the same reason that fuels me up until today. I was asked the same thing when I ran for NVP Academics. Will you conduct academic events? Will you conduct quiz competitions despite the question ng integrity? What will be your projects? My answer during that meeting de avance still holds water up to this very day. I ran for this position because I know I can do something for the JPNs, and I have been striving hard to be able to achieve that. Even with the limitations imposed to us today, we strived. I looked into another angle and saw the advantages of having this kind of setting. NFJPO will be able to reach out to more people, and I wanted to capitalize on that to give each of you a reason to hold on to your dreams. Why 8 quiz bees? Why still have case studies? Why the 2 webinars per month? I chose to push through with that because I wanted to give the JPN something to prepare for and someone to serve as their inspiration. And I have been working with a lot of people to achieve that goal, and I know they also wanted to have that. Sapale will take place after we graduate, and we wanted to give people a reason to prepare for that because even though malayo pa yan, it's different if you're preparing for something that's just around the corner. Let's say yung case studies or the quiz bee competitions, and even the webinars that will enlighten you every month. We wanted to give you something that will help you. So I hope we were able to achieve that goal to help you prepare for what lies ahead. Now, let's go back to my serious question a while ago. Ano nga ba ang commitment for me? Well, to answer that one, commitment for me is love. It requires patience, care, kindness, hope, perseverance, discipline, and hard work. It requires prayer. As I nearly open this event, I hope you keep in mind commitment. This will help you not only for Sepale, but more importantly, the life after that. Always remember that as humans, there are things we cannot control, but we must always focus on the things we can do rather than on the things we cannot. This will help us accept what has been, and with this acceptance, we can move forward. Despite these frustrations, always remember commitment. A person told me this week, kung gikapoy ka, tulog. To translate, kung pagod ka, matulog ka. So do not forget to take a rest, guys. That was the most comforting thing I heard this week. Sometimes mahirap talaga. Kahit kayo alam kong hindi kayo natutulog sa dami ng quizzes, sa dami ng kailangan basahin. Mahirap talaga. But I really hope that when time allows, you do not forget all your hard work. Always remember what you've been through so that when time gives you a chance, you won't waste all the sleepless nights. Pick yourselves up and always remember to be kind, courageous, disciplined, patient, and hardworking. You got this, guys. So, with that, allow me to open this event and do not forget to make the most out of this webinar. I wish you all the best. Good morning, everyone.
Wow, thank you, Kyle, for that really inspiring message. Ayan, talaga naman. Of course, ayan. All right, I think we're done with our introductions, right? Without further ado, let's get straight to the business and meet the speaker this morning, for which I heard is really admired by many. Yes, I am personally a fan of this speaker. Indeed, his discussions, especially on the areas of management advisory services, helped me so much, of course, surpassing the screening examinations, those final examinations that I've been through. And I'm excited to learn a new subject from him. All right, so I think it's now time that we call Miss Liwai Barnig, our Education and Research Standing Committee, to introduce to us our speaker.
Hello everyone, good morning. Am I audible ba?
Yes, Levi.
Yes, thank you. To introduce our speakers guys, please brace yourselves for the impact dahil mas impact pa to kaysa sa roller coaster na nasakyan nyo sa Enchanted Kingdom. I know everyone was just woke up and guys, eto talaga, gigising ng mga diwa ninyo. Um, our speaker for today is a graduate of Bachelor of in Science of Accountancy in Universal College of Parañaque. Top 1 in May 2016 CPA licensure exam, and former SGV and Company Outstanding Educator Awardee of Asian Councils of Leader, or and Real Excellence Online Financial Accounting and Reporting Reviewer, and soon to be number one author of Strategic Cost Management. Please welcome Mr. Karim G. Abitigo, CPA.
Hello guys, good morning. Is my audio clear? Okay naman ba?
Yes, Sir Kareem.
Okay,
Loud and
very good. So, napakabastos ko naman kung mag-i-start kagad ako mag-lecture, no, without greeting you first. So, first of all, I want to greet you all a blessed, joyful, happy Saturday morning. So, I really hope nakakain na kayo ng breakfast ninyo. So, kung hindi pa, pwede naman. Hindi ko naman kayo nakikita kung kumakain kayo ngayon. So, let me present first my PowerPoint. Nasaan na ba yun? Ayan, nasan ka na? Ayan. Okay. So for today, so thank you pala for that wonderful introduction. So by the way, I'm Sir Karim Abitago. So you can call me Sir Karim. From others, pwede akong tawaging Sir KGA. Kung ano man ang preference mo, wala naman ako doon. Wala naman basagan ng trip talaga yan. So for today, we will be discussing another no-brainer topic. Di ba? Napakadali ng topic na to. We will be discussing biological assets. Okay? So take note that biological assets are governed by PAS 41. Take note that the standard o the title of the standard is not biological assets. Ang title ng PAS 41 ay agriculture. So, i-discuss natin yung mga halamanan at kahayupan na yan for today. So, okay, so kumbaga for today, we will be agriculturist. Wow, taray sir, magiging agriculturist tayo. Kaya nga, nakakatuwa talaga ang accounting sa totoo lang eh. Kasi napaka-diverse ng topics at napaka-diverse ng ating standard. Hindi lang siya umiikot sa accounting per se, but we will be discussing sa far yung agriculture, so magiging mga minero din tayo sa depletion and wasting assets. So masyadong malawak ang sakop ng standards natin. Nakakatuwang aralin ng accounting. Napakaganda ng accounting, and I hope you can also see that beauty on your part. Diba? Kasi once na na-fall in love ka sa accounting, naku, I guarantee you, hindi ka niya iiwan. No? Taray, sir, ha? Sigurado ka dyan, sir, ha? Kasi lahat iniwan na ako. Hindi, charot. Okay, so without further ado, ang dami mo na namang kalandian, sir. Wala na naman akong pakialam dyan. So let us start our discussion for today. Ayan. So first of all, I will be presenting to you our topic outline kasi ito yung magiging guide natin on discussing yung coverage ng ating main topic. So first, we will be discussing the scope of PAS 41. Ano ba ang sakop niya? Ano ang kanyang hindi sakop? Okay, then we will be discussing definition of terms. So yung scope sa definition of terms, pagsasabay natin ang discussion yan. Kasi probably may mga viewers tayo na baka first year pa lang or wala pa sa topic ito, at least maintindihan natin yung terms na ibibigay ng scope ng PAS 41. So pag sinabi nating scope, yung sakop. Simultaneously, we will be discussing the definition ng term na yon. Next, we will discuss also plants with dual use. Ano ba ang presentation niyan? Ano ba ang accounting ng biological asset with that provision? Next, we will be discussing the recognition under PAS 41. So when do we recognize biological assets? So pag-uusapan natin yung criteria for recognition. Then syempre ang pinakamahalaga dito, measurement. So how do we measure biological assets? Then gains and losses. So ano ba yung pwedeng mag-arise na gains and losses in relation to biological assets? To give you an overview, may tatlong gains and losses dyan. And we will be discussing that later on. And then the last topic would be presentation and disclosure. So how do we present biological assets, agricultural produce in the balance sheet, as well as ano ba ang encouraged or required disclosures ng PAS 41. Okay? So I hope excited na kayong lahat for our topic for today. Kaya naman, let us discuss the scope of PAS 41. So I repeat that the title of PAS 41 is agriculture, not biological assets. Kasi malay mo lumabas sa board exam eh. Malay mo lang kasi minsan lumalabas naman talaga ito yung title ng standards. Pero madalang lang lumabas pero at least alam natin. Kasi kung titignan mo, nakakatalino ang dating kapag memoryado mo yung standard, di ba? O PAS 2, inventories. PAS 16, property, plant, and equipment. Tapos bigla kang magsasalita na according to PAS 41. Akala mo naman talaga according, pero your own words lang naman yung ginamit mo. Di ba nakakatalino ng dating eh, kung titignan eh. Kaya nga nung undergrad, nako, memorya ko talaga yan eh. Para magmukha tayong matalino kahit pa paano, di ba? Kahit man lang sa mukha, eh, charot lang. Charot lang. Anyways, ang dami mo naman pasakali sir, wala naman akong pakailam dyan. So again, PAS 41 applies to the following. But take note, binold ko na yan ha, para makita mo. The PAS 41 applies to the following as long as they are related to agricultural activity. Okay, sino-sino yung mga yun, sir? Number one, be biological assets except bearer plants. So syempre, kung bago pa lang sa'yo itong topic na to, mapapakamot ka. Hindi ko nga alam yung biological assets, mayroon pang bearer plants, sir. So syempre, we will be discussing each and every one. Ganito yung technique natin. Habang dinidiscuss natin yung scope ng PAS 41, we will define and discuss each and every one of them. Okay, unahin natin yung biological assets. According to PAS 41, ayun na naman according ko sir, pero di naman sinabi. Biological assets are living animals and living plants. So ibig sabihin sir, lahat ng halamanan at kahayupan ay sakop ng PAS 41. Take note, hindi lahat. As long as related, agriculture. For example, yung mga hayop ba na nasa zoo classified as biological asset? The answer is no. Yung mga halaman ba na ginagamit for landscaping, sakop ba ng PAS 41? Biological assets ba yon? The answer again is no. Bakit? Because those are not related to agriculture. So para maging biological asset, kailangan yung halaman o hayop ng una dapat buhay. Tama, nakakatakot kung patay na yan. So una dapat buhay, pangalawa related dapat sa agriculture. Now the question sir is, ano ba agriculture? Okay, or agricultural activity in other books. Okay, so agriculture as defined by PAS 41 is the management by an entity of the biological transformation and harvest of biological assets for sale or for conversion into agricultural produce or into additional biological assets. Siyempre, hindi na naman natin naintindihan. Ano na naman yung pinagsasasabi ng standard, sir? So, simply stated, ito lang ang tandaan mo sa definition. Agriculture is the management of biological asset. Kailan yung pinakatatandaan mo dyan sa definition na yan? Agriculture is the management by an entity of its biological assets. So ngayon, ang tanong, how does an entity manage its biological assets? And in order for us to understand what differentiates agriculture from all other activities, usapan natin, ano ba ang characteristics or feature ng agriculture? Okay, kasi by definition itself, medyo malabo eh. Hindi ko maintindihan talaga, sir. Higa ko na yung utak ko, wala akong maintindihan sa definition na yan. So sabi ko nga, tandaan mo lang yung word na management of biological assets. Ngayon, ang tanong, how do an entity manage them? So pag-usapan natin ang characteristics or feature ng agriculture. Para maintindihan mo bakit ang zoo animals at mga plants for landscaping ay hindi sakop ng PAS 41. Usapan natin ang feature ng agriculture. Okay, so I hope nasusundan pa ako ha. Features of agriculture. Under PAS 41, may tatlong features ang agriculture. Una, nandiyan yung capability to change. Pangalawa, management of change. Pangatlo, measurement of change. Wala nga namang in-enumerate ko yan. Malamang tatawanan mo ako. Hindi ko lalo naintindihan, sir. Di ba? Anong maintindihan ko na sa enumeration na ginawa mo? So we will discuss again each and every one. Let us start with capability change. Okay. So under the feature capability to change, lahat daw ng halaman at hayop may kakayahang magbago. Naku, alam na alam ko yan, sir. Ang boyfriend ko yan, hayop na eh. Nagbabae din. Charot lang, charot lang. Tama ba? Tayo, animal tayo by science. Tama ba? By science, hayop tayo. Tama, part tayo ng animal kingdom sa science eh. So pwede mo namang i-relate kahit pa paano. Hindi, charot lang. Di ba lahat daw ng halaman at hayop ay capable sa biological transformation. May kakayahang magbago. Naku, ramdam na ramdam ko yan, sir. Di ba? Ang sakit. Hindi, charot lang. Okay? So ngayon, ang tanong, paano nagbabago ang halaman at hayop? Naku, yan ang gusto kong malaman, sir. Kailangan kong malaman ang ugat. Bakit nagbabago yung hayop na yan? Okay, so paano siya nagbabago? So under PAS 41, biological transformation results from the following types of outcome. Ang halaman daw at hayop ay dumadaan ng biological transformation. Una, kapag sila ay nagbabago through growth. Okay, so pag daw sila ay lumalaki, and when we say growth, it is either an increase in quantity or improvement in the quality of an animal or plant. So pag sila ay dumami, okay, that is growth. Pag sila ay lumaki, okay, physically, that is improvement of quality, that is again biological transformation. So pag lumaki ang hayop na yan, bago yan. Okay, take noted yan, sir. Okay, noted. Pangalawa, pag siya ay matanda. Okay, kapag ang halaman o hayop nagde-degenerate, that is also biological transformation. Siyempre, parang dadaan tayo dyan eh. Magsisimula tayo ng baby. Wala naman siguro nakita ng paglabas, 10 years old na kagad. Nakakatakot yun. Okay, so magsisimula kang baby, dadaan ka ng growth, pero darating ang point na ikaw ay magde-degenerate. Kaya nga napakaganda ng gustong i-point out sa atin ng PAS41 eh. Parang wala namang sinabi sa akin. Wala namang sinabi ang PAS41. Ang gustong sabihin ng PAS41, lahat ng hayop at halaman, including us, ay dadaan sa prosesong yan. So live your life the fullest. Ay, wala namang ganun sinabi, sir. May mga ganyan-ganyan kasi. Tama ba? Lahat tayo dadaan dyan eh. Diba? So lahat tayo dadaan sa stage na yan. So you need to enjoy life. You need to live your life to the fullest. Because you only live once. Okay? Yes, your priority here is to study. I know that. Kasi lahat naman tayo ng priority natin eh. Pero dapat, side by side, i-enjoy din natin ang buhay. Because we will only live once. Diba? Hindi ko sinasabing mag-enjoy kayo totally. You need to set your priorities. Pero hindi lahat umiikot sa pag-aaral. There is life beyond studying. There is life beyond becoming CPA. Okay, take note of that. You need to spend time with your friends, your family, and with God. Because that would be your true enjoyment in life. Pare, sir, may pag-ganyan-ganyan ka pa, sir. Di naman totoo yan. Charot-charot mo na naman yan. Anyways, ano naman, nalayo na naman tayo. Akala mo tuloy, spiritual webinar to. Hindi naman. Next. Biological transformation. Ayan. Kapag daw tayo ay nagpaparami, naku, gusto ko yan, sir. Nagpaparami tayo, nagbabago tayo. Tama ba? Totoo naman eh. Ito alam ko naman open-minded kayo eh. Tama ba? Hindi ko kayo ofera ng kung ano man. Pero alam kong open-minded kayo. Imaginein mo, nag-asawa ka. Siyempre, as much as possible, I am against premarital sex eh. So, syempre, dapat ginagawa yung mga bagay na yan sa tamang panahon, di ba? So, assuming nag-asawa ka na, okay? Nakabuo kayo. Di ba kapag nabuntis yung asawa mo, nagbabago yung tsura ng asawa mo? Tama ba? Lumalaki ang tiyan. Kapag nanganak, magbabago ulit ang katawan. Tama ba? That is biological transformation. Tama? So, para maintindihan mo ang standard, sabi ko, i-apply mo sa totoong buhay yan. Lahat yan related sa totoong buhay. Lahat ng gumawa ng standard, tao rin. Tama ba? Naintindihan at nakita nila lahat yan sa buhay. Ang ginawa nila ng standard or uniform principle eh. Tama ba? That is your PFRS. Okay, so procreation will result also to biological transformation. Okay, nako, noted, sir. Kung gusto kong magbago, kailangan natin magparami. Charot lang. Ano ba naman? Walang kwenta pinagsasabi mo, sir. Di ko natututunan tong topic na to, ha? Okay, and then next, kapag daw tayo, syempre hindi na nag-a-apply sa atin to. Okay, nakakatakot ako nagpo-produce ka ng agricultural produce. Pero by nature, ang anak agricultural produce yan. Kasi later on, pag-uusapan natin yan eh. Kapag ang hayop ng anak is also considered as agricultural produce. Kapag nanganak ka nga, sabi ko nga kanina, biological transformation yun. Yung meron nga lang kayong ginawa nung gabi na yun eh. Di ba may biological transformation na yun eh. Kasi kapag may nabuo kayo, eh di nagkaroon ng bagong buhay, biological transformation. Lumabas na siya, another biological transformation. Diba? So, ang halaman at hayop ay nagbabago. Nagbabago sila to the following. Okay, o sir, gets ko. Maraming salamat. Yung pala yung capability to change. Pero ingat lang. Bakit ako mag-ingat, sir? Capability to change does not differentiate agriculture from all other activities. Bakit? Nature ng halaman at hayop eh. Tama? Kahit ano pang activity ang ginagawa mo sa hayop na yan, kung ano activity ang pinagdadaanan ng hayop na yan, whether agriculture or not agriculture, lahat naman sila dumadaan dyan eh. Tama ba? Kaya nga capability to change does not differentiate agriculture from all other activities kung saan involve ang halaman at hayop. What differentiates agriculture would be feature letter B and feature letter C. Okay, yan ang nagde-differentiate ng agriculture from all other activities. So let us talk about management of change. Okay, when we say management of change, the agricultural activity must be managed in order to facilitate biological transformation. So ngayon, paano ka nagmamanage? Either by enhancing or stabilizing conditions necessary for the biological transformation to take place. Naku, yan na naman sir, pa-English ka na naman, di ko na naman naintindihan eh. Tagalogin natin, simplihin natin yung management of change. Sinabing management of change, ikaw ang dahilan ng pagbabago. Ano ba naman sir, bigla akong tinamaan sir, di ako nakailag doon ah. Kaya pala siya nagbago dahil sa akin. Naku, ako pala ang may kasalanan eh. Ay, charot lang. So when we say management of change, you are the reason why that animal or plant change in the first place. You are managing its biological transformation. This is what we call as management of change. Kaya nga malinaw sa PAS 41 eh. Nag-enumerate siya sino ang agriculture at sino ang hindi agriculture. Let me present that table to you. Ayan. So, kung gusto mong i-screenshot, isulat, pero baka hindi mo naabutin yung sulat, i-screenshot mo na lang. Sino ba ang sako? Kung ano ba ang agricultural activity? Ano ang hindi agricultural activity? Okay, obvious naman doon sa mga under agricultural activity na ikaw talaga ang nagmamanage ng mga yan. Tama? Pag sinabing livestock, yung mga manok, okay, so ikaw nagpapakain, ikaw ang naglilinis ng kanilang mga kulungan, ikaw ang nagtuturok ng mga vitamins, and etc. So basically, you are managing their biological transformation. Ano naman yung mga hindi agriculture, sir? Sinin mo, ocean fishing. Okay? Kung nangisda ka, ang tanong, ikaw ba yung nagpalaki ng mga isda na yon? Ba hindi? Tama ba? Kumbaga naturally lumaki yung mga yun eh. Anong ginagawa mo? Kinukuha mo lang sila, hina-harvest mo lang, pero you are not the reason why they undergone biological transformation. Kaya ngayon ang sinasabi ko kanina, management of change differentiates agriculture from all other activities. Ocean fishing is not an agricultural activity because you are not the reason for their biological transformation. Tama ba? Isda ka lang eh. Kumbaga nag-harvest ka lang nang walang effort. Ayaw ng standard nun. Kailangan may effort. Gusto mo ng return later on, kailangan may effort para maging agriculture. Sa ocean fishing, okay, kumbaga yung hayop at halaman, kusang lumaki, kusang nagbago, ang ginawa mo, nakinabang ka lang. Hindi naman ako nakailag dyan, sir. Kumbaga, kung sino mang tao yan, okay, lumaki siya on its own, nabuhay siya on its own, darating ka bigla para i-harvest siya. No? Di ba bad trip yun? Charot lang. Charot lang. Diba? So these items are not agricultural activity. Deforestation, pagkakaingin. Tama, yan ay not agricultural activity kasi kusa namang lumaki yung mga halaman na yan eh. Anong ginawa mo? Pinutol mo lang eh. Tama ba? You are not managing their biological transformation. And then hunting in the forest. Ewan ko lang kung may gumagawa pa ngayon nito. Napakasinauna na ata nito hunting in the forest na to. Baka hinahunt mo, palaka na lang. Diba? Kasi parang wala namang mahunt na kung ano-ano na ngayon eh. Kasi nga, yung mga hayop na nga, endangered species na nga eh. Diba? Ano pa bang hiyahunt mo? Anyways, kung meron bang gumagawa niyan, hindi yan agricultural activity. So ngayon, nasa isip mo. Sir, bakit wala yung mga hayop sa zoo dyan? Ba yung mga hayop sa zoo inaalagaan, the persons na involved sa operations ng zoo, sila yung nagfa-facilitate ng biological transformation ng mga hayop na yun eh. Tama, sila nagpapalaki nun eh. O bakit hindi pa rin sila agriculture? Bakit hindi sila agricultural activity? The reason is because of feature number 3. Okay, yung pangatlong feature naman ang pag-usapan natin. Remember, yung pangalawa at pangatlong feature ang nagdi-differentiate ng agriculture from all other activities. Ano yung pangatlong feature, sir? Okay, the third feature is the change. The third feature is measurement of change. Kailangan yung management, yung tao ng organization should include as part of their management function to measure the changes in the quality as well as the quantity brought about by biological transformation. In other words, kailangan kasama sa function ng management yung pag-account ng pagbabago ng value ng hayop halaman. Kasi ang mga zookeepers, yung management ng management ng zoo, yes, sila yung dahilan kung bakit lumalaki yan, inaalagaan nila. Pero hindi part ng management nila yung pag-a-account ng pagbabago ng value ng halaman o ng hayop. Kumbaga, they are taking care of those animals. Pero they are not accounting. They are not measuring the change on their brought about by their biological transformation. Kasi syempre ang hayop, pag lumalaki yan, okay, lumalaki din ang value niyan eh. Parang tayo lang din eh. Siyempre, as a student, more likely, kung di ka naman artista, hindi na nga artista, sir, di malamang di ako artista. So, generally, wala ka pang ganung kalaking value. Kaya ka magkakaroon ng value once you become a CPA, once you establish connections, once you establish your name. Tama, ganun din ang hayop eh. Lumalaki ang hayop, nagbabago ang value niyan. Ngayon, ang tanong, na-account ba ng entity yung pagbabago ng value o hindi? If yes, that is agriculture. If no, that is not agriculture. Ay, napakasimple, sir. Totally understandable. Di ba? Totally no-brainer. Di ba? Walang kahirap-hirap ng topic na to. Di ba? Anong mahirap? Wala naman eh. So, I'll repeat, para maging biological asset, kailangan hayop at halaman siya na related sa agriculture. So, anong agriculture? Remember the 3 features. Capability to change, management of change, and measurement of change. Okay, wala. Basic, sir. Yan na ba yan, sir? Ang dali. Naman yun, walang kahirap-hirap. And 0.001% pa lang ng utak kong ginagamit ko. Taray, ha? Next. So again, hindi pa tayo tapos sa unang scope. Ano ba naman, sir? Una pa lang tayo. Dami mo na pinagsasasabi dyan. Ano yung hindi pa tayo tapos, sir? Let us talk about bearer plants. Understand what are bearer plants. Let us talk about, excuse me, nito COVID. Medyo paus lang. So let us talk about the classification of biological assets. Tari, pa-concert ka pa, sir. So ano ba ang classification ng bio assets? First, as to consumption. Okay, how do we classify biological assets as to consumption? Una, nandiyan yung tinatawag na consumable biological assets. When we say consumable biological assets, those that are to be harvested as agricultural produce, being sold as is. Okay, being sold as a living biological asset. Hindi ko naman naintindihan yon. Okay, let us discuss first yung pangalawa. Okay, tapos i-summarize ko yung consumable sa yung pangalawa. Pangalawa, bearer biological assets. Those that are held to bear produce. Only the agricultural produce is harvested while the biological asset remains. So nakikita niyo yung difference ng consumable sa bearer. Sinabing consumable from the name itself. Tiwala ka lang sa accounting. Karamihan ng definition sa accounting nasa pangalan lang. Kaya tinawag na consumable biological asset kasi kino-consume mo yung life ng bioasset as you harvest agricultural produce. So let me give you an example. Baka. Okay? Sir, baboy, hindi. Baka tayo. Baka. Ang baka, pwedeng gawing karne, pwedeng gawing kuhanan ng gatas. Gumaganon-ganon ka po. Baka iba iniisip mo, ano to, yung sa ano ng baka, sa gatas. Baka iba iniisip mo na yan. Okay? So, ang ginagawa mo, mukuha ka ng gatas sa baka. So, what you are doing is ganyan-ganyan. Taas na. Okay. So, nag-e-enjoy ka naman kasi may iba kang naaalala. Okay? Nag-e-exercise ka kasi. Okay, yung naalala mo. So, pag ganun ang purpose mo doon sa baka, yung baka is considered as a bearer biological asset. Bakit? Kasi kapag ikaw ay nag-harvest, yung agricultural produce lang ang kinukuha mo, which is yung milk. Tama ba? Yung biological asset remains. That is what we call as bearer. Kaya nga tinawag na bearer eh. Nagbe-bear siya, nagbibigay siya ng agricultural produce for the entity without ending the life of the biological asset. Without resulting to the parting of biological asset from the entity. Kasi kapag namatay yung biological asset, kapag nagkuha ka ng harvest o nag-harvest ka, kaya binibenta mo mismo yung biological asset, then the asset, the activity resulted doon sa pag-alis ng biological asset from the entity. Kasi pag namatay yan, tsugi na yan, wala na sa entity yan. Pag binenta mo, mawawala na rin sa entity. At pag ganun ang purpose mo, that biological asset is consumable. Kaya nga tinawag na consumable eh. Kino-consume mo yung biological asset pag siya ay binibenta mo o kapag nag-harvest ka ng agricultural produce. For example, balik tayo sa baka. Diba kanina kung ang purpose mo sa baka ay kumuha ng gatas, then yung baka ay bearer biological asset. Pero kung ang purpose mo sa kanya ay talagang katayin, gagawin mong karne, siyempre, pag tinatay mo, alangan namang buhay yun. Tanggalin mo kaya ulo nun, malamang patay na yun. Tama ba? So, pag tinatay mo yan, patay na siya. So, anong tawag sa baka? Consumable biological asset. Okay? So, pag consumable, once you harvest agricultural produce o pag binenta mo yung biological asset, you are ending its life. Nagre-result siya sa pag-alis ng biological asset from the entity. Pero pag bearer, pag kumuha ka ng kumuha ka ng agri-produce o nag-harvest ka ng agricultural produce, ang biological asset buhay pa rin. Kasi nga hindi mo naman kino-consume siya. The biological asset is just bearing agricultural produce for you. Kaya siya naging bearer. Diba nasa pangalan lang, bearer consumable. Consumable, kino-consume mo yung life. Bearer, nagbe-bear siya para pakinabangan ng entity. Parang sa jowa mo lang yan na hayop talaga eh. Either kino-consume mo siya o nagbe-bear lang siya ng agricultural produce for you. Depende nga sa iyong point of view. Okay, wala. Basic na basic pa rin, sir. Wala pa rin ka-challenge. So, kung titignan natin, if we will summarize this one, okay, ibig sabihin, ang halaman at hayop could be consumable or bearer. So, take note of this. Kapag hayop, yung mga hayop na yan, whether consumable or bearer, biological asset. Take note of that. Basta, take note ha, baka naman nakita mo cow. Tapos yung cow ginagamit for exhibition purposes. So kahit na hayop yan, pero dahil hindi related sa agriculture, hindi pa rin bioasset. Kailangan ma-establish mo muna yung premise, related siya sa agriculture bago maging biological asset. Kapag hindi, matik, hindi bioasset. Kapag nalaman mo na related sa agriculture, ika-classify mo na yung halaman o hayop. Basta hayop, whether consumable or bearer, biological asset. Plant, hindi. Consumable plant, biological asset. Bearer plant, PPE. Take note of that. Kaya nga, di ba, ano nakalagay sa scope? Ang sakop ng PAS 41 are biological assets except bearer plants. Kasi may ibang standard na may sakop ng bearer plants. Bearer plants, kasi na-amend yung PAS 41 eh. Dati, nung panahon ko, nung undergrad, basta hayop o halaman related sa agriculture, bioasset. Wala pang amendment na ginagawa. Pero ang bad trip, nung mag-take na ako ng board exam, inamend nila. So kasama siya sa board exam namin by that time. So wala akong choice kundi aralin siya. Ang amendment na ginawa, ang main changes na ginawa, tanggal yung bearer plant from PAS 41, lipat siya papuntang PAS 16. PAS 16 is the standard for property, plant, and equipment. Kasi kung papansinin mo, by nature, ganun ang ginagawa ng halaman. Kapag bearer plant. Sa maliwanag tayo dyan sa summary na ginawa ko, basta hayop, biological asset. Provided related sa agriculture. Halaman, consumable, bioasset, bearer, PPE. Okay, next classification. So nakakasunod pa naman guys nakakasunod pa naman. So dito sa mga tao sa Zoom, kung medyo mabilis ako, sabihan nyo lang. Diba, kailangan kasi no one shall be left behind. So as much as possible, sabay-sabay tayo natututo. Yun ang aking goal talaga palagi. Anyways, ang dahil pa sinasabi sir, lalo naman akong pakialam doon. So pag-usapan naman natin yung as to maturity. Okay, ano yung as to maturity sir? So meron tinatawag na mature, saka mature na biological asset. Nako, alam ko na yan sir, yung mga mature saka saka mga immature na biological asset. Pag sinabing mature, yun yung mga biological asset that have attained harvestable specification or are able to sustain regular harvest. Okay, kasi for consumable biological asset, sinabing mature, ready for harvest na yan. Baga, ready na yung katayin. Pag sinabi nating mature biological asset, kapag consumable. Kasi kukonsume natin yung life niya eh. Bearer, kung titignan mo, nagbe-bear lang siya ng agricultural produce. Para masabing mature, dapat regular na yung harvest na binibigay niya. Kasi may mga halaman, minsan isang beses lang magbunga. Tama ba? Alam nyo yan. Ewan ko lang kung may mga idea kayo sa mga halaman na yan. May mga halaman isang beses lang magbunga eh. So pag nagbunga yan, it does not necessarily mean mature na yon. Kailangan sustainable na siya for regular harvest. Meaning, ilang beses na siyang nagbubunga at regular yon para maging mature yung bearer na biological asset. So ganun pala pag mature sir. Ready na, mature. So ewan ko lang kung anong definition mo ng ready Basta ready na, mature. Being ready for commitment, ready ready to become serious. So pag ready, mature. Pag immature sir, hindi pa ready. Yes, ganun lang yun. Noted sir. Maraming salamat ulit sa paalala. Immature, hindi pa ready. It is not yet ready for harvestable specification or not be able to sustain regular harvest. Sinabi nating immature. So maraming salamat sir. Noted na noted dyan sa mature saka immature. Napakadali ng PAS 41. Napakadali. Wala pa rin ka-challenge. Okay, next. Let us talk about the definition of bearer plant under PAS 41. Pero at least mas malamang medyo may idea ka na sa bearer plant eh. Pero pag-usapan pa natin siya in detail. And then i-compare natin siya sa plant with dual use. Para makita mo yung differentiation o yung difference ng bearer plant sa plant with dual use. Bearer plant is a living plant that A, is used in the production or supply of agricultural produce. So I assume na intindihan mo na yan. Yan yung in-explain ko kanina. So nagbe-bear siya ng agricultural produce. Pangalawa, kailangan nagbe-bear siya for more than one period. Kasi kailangan nga ready for harvest yan or ready for sustainable and regular harvest yan eh. At pangatlo, ito na. Ito ang nagde-differentiate sa bearer plant from plants with dual use. Take note of this one. This differentiates bearer plant from plants with dual use. Ano yun, sir? Yung has a remote likelihood of being sold as agricultural produce except for incidental scrap sales. So dapat ang bearer plant ay unlikely na ibenta. Kung ibebenta mo man yan, ibebenta mo lang siya incidentally. Meaning, pag dumating na yung end of life niya, parang PPE, tama, parang PPE, ibibenta mo, i-dispose mo na siya. Tama, kaya nga ang classification ng bearer plant, ginawang property, plant, and equipment kasi by characteristic, ganun yung nature niya. Para siyang PPE. Tama ba? Ganun ang mga halaman eh. Ang halaman kapag sobrang tanda na niyan, minsan wala na talagang pakinabang niya. So, anong ginagawa mo? Pwede mo i-chop down, ibenta siya later on. So, kung ganun ang purpose mo, ibenta mo siya, pero incidental scrap sales lang, bearer plant pa rin siya. Kasi nga yung scrap sales na yon, yun ang nagsisilbi niyang salvage or residual value. Kaya siya classified rin as PPE. Pero iba na ang usapan kung simultaneous mo yung ginagawa yon habang buhay pa siya. Kumbaga, may dalawang purpose ka sa kanya. Nagbe-bear siya ng agricultural produce and at the same time, china-chat down mo siya para ibenta, ay ibang usapan na yon. Ang tawag na doon ay plants with dual use. Okay, so again sabi ko nga kanina, yung pangatlong characteristic ng bearer plant ang nagpapa-differentiate sa kanya from plants with dual use. Sinabing bearer plant, binibenta siya, pero incidental lang. Scrap sales pa. Kumbaga, ibebenta mo siya at the end of its life. Parang salvage value. Pero kapag buhay pa siya, hindi pa siya dumarating sa kanyang end of life, tapos binibenta mo siya simultaneously, pag nagbe-bear siya ng agricultural produce, ang tawag doon ay plants with dual use. And plants with dual use are reported as biological asset, not as bearer plant. Take note of that. Kaya nga, di ba, this one plays a vital role. This plays a critical or vital role because it will have an effect on the subsequent measurement of the plant. Kasi kung ang plant ay bearer plant, then bearer plant yan, PPE yan. Naka-cost model yan o subject yan sa depreciation. Pero kapag biological asset yan or consumable plant, ang classification, biological asset, at ang bio-asset later on, matututunan natin, hindi subject sa depreciation. So nakikita nyo na yung dilemma na pinipresent ng standard. Kaya nga proper judgment is required under this scenario. You need to properly classify the plant because it is a critical or vital role on the subsequent measurement of that plant. Okay, pag bio-asset, hindi siya subject sa depreciation. Bearer plant, PPE, subject sa depreciation. Okay? So sabi nga ng standard, a plant may have dual use if the plant is cultivated for bearing agricultural produce and at the same time, the plant itself is being sold either as a living plant or an agricultural produce. Yung nga yung pinaliwanag ko kanina. Nagbe-bear siya ng biological asset and at the same time, binibenta mo siya. As is, habang buhay pa siya, hindi incidental lang. Sabay yon, then that is classified as a plant with dual use reported as biological asset. Okay? Sir, ang dali pa rin. Totally understandable. Wala pa rin mahirap sa discussion natin. Ano ba naman yan? Yan lang pala yung mga plants with dual use na yan. Walang ka-challenge. Okay, next. So, inom muna ako tubig medyo pinapaus na ako. Unless ayaw mo, sir, magsalita ka pa dyan. Wait lang. Tari, may pag-asa, sarap ba ng tubig niyo, sir? Anyways, so let us proceed to the next scope. Kasi di ba tapos na tayo sa biological asset. Na-discuss na rin natin ang bearer plants. Pati nga plants with dual use, na-discuss na natin eh. So pag-usapan natin yung pangalawa. Kay agricultural produce. But take note, hindi ko na po kasi na bold, hindi ko na po na highlight, pero sa inyo kindly underline the phrase at the point of harvest. Napakahalaga ng timing ng agricultural produce. Timing dictates all in terms of classifying your agricultural produce. Kailangan at the point of harvest. Siguro naman malinaw ako sa word na agricultural produce, no? Sinabing agricultural produce, yun yung harvested produce. Yun yung kinuha mo mula sa biological asset. Either nga yung biological asset, consumable or bearer. Okay? So ngayon, aliwanag na sinabi ko kanina that timing plays a critical role in classifying agricultural produce. Kaya nga pina-underline ko sa inyo yung word na at the point of harvest. Kasi kailangan agricultural produce should be in their natural state and are not yet processed. Kumbaga, kailangan sila ay raw. Ay, naku, alam ko yung mga raw na yan, sir. Kailangan fresh harvest pa sila kasi kapag fresh harvest, sakop ng PAS 41. Yun yung tinutukoy na agricultural produce na term under PAS 41. Kailangan on their natural or raw state pa, not yet processed. Because if the agricultural produce are processed, then hindi na siya sakop ng PAS 41. That is already an agricultural produce after the point of harvest. And if it is after the point of harvest, usually they are treated as inventories. Pero again, hindi pa laging inventories, ha, depende. Paano depende, sir? For example, merong kang puno, lumber tree. Siyempre, pag lumber tree, ang nature niya, gagawin mong lumber, gagawin mong logs. So kapag yung logs, ibebenta mo later on, inventory sa classification nun. Pero kung yung logs hindi mo ibebenta, mo-modify mo, gagawin mong wooden furniture, gagamitin mo sa business, PPE ang classification nun, hindi inventories. Pero generally kasi, ang nature ng agricultural produce after the point of harvest, inventory talaga. Generally or general rule. But not all the times, ha? Not all the times. Depende palagi. General rule, inventories yung mga yan. Yung process agricultural produce or agri-produce after the point of harvest. Di ba kaya nga timing is all. Timing dictates all dating sa agri-produce. Fresh pa, 41. Hindi na fresh, hindi na fresh. Pag na-process na, ibang standards na ang mag-a-apply. Kaya nga underline the word at the point of harvest. Okay. Next. Okay. So kung titingnan natin, ito kung gusto mo screenshot, okay lang naman. Bigay ako ng table. Okay, for you, as your reference, sino ba ang biological asset sa bearer plant. Tapos mag-ingat ka lang. Kasi minsan nakakalito yung agri-produce saka yung produce or products after processing. Ang medyo nakakalito dyan yung trees. Nasa yung trees? Wala yung trees. Yung pala may nakakalito. Ito pala. Trees in plantation. Kasi minsan, iniisip mo, ang logs and lumber ang agri-produce ng trees. Pero take note, ang logs and lumber, dumaan na yan sa process eh. Alam niyo ba yung logs? Ano pa sa Tagalog ang logs? Hindi yung internet mo logs. Ano ba yung logs sa Tagalog? Hindi ko alam kung anong logs sa Tagalog eh. Pero yung logs yung ganyan, yung square ba yun? Basta yung cylinder, mukha na siyang cylinder na pahaba. Tapos di ba wala nang tangkay yon, wala nang mga dahon-dahon yon. Alam ka naman ang puno, kung chinap mo, bumagsak, wala na kagad tangkay, wala nang dahon, ano yun? Magic. Tama? So hindi magic yon. Kaya nawalan ng tangkay, nawalan ng branches, nawalan ng leaves yan, kasi dumaan na sa process. Kaya nga ang logs and lumber, hindi agricultural produce yun. Inventories na yon kasi dumaan na sa processing. Ang agricultural produce ay felled trees, yung kakabagsak pa lang na puno. Kasi yun yung raw, yun yung natural state niya. Na kapag hinarvest mo na siya, puputulin mo, pagkaputol mo, babagsak, yun yung agri-produce. Yun yung agri-produce. Kasi pag naging lumber na yan, dumaan na yan sa process. Okay, dumaan na sa process yan. Okay, sa maliwanag tayo dun Rest naman, medyo obvious naman Take note ang ham sa sausage, hindi yun agri-produce, nakakatakot yun. Pagkakatay mo sa baboy, ham na kagad. Naku, naloko na. Di ba? Ang tawag dyan, carcass. Ay, wow, tare, ang social pakinggan. Sir, carcass. Okay? Ano yung carcass, sir? Karne ng baboy lang yun. Ganun lang yun. Di ba? Karne lang din ng baboy yun. Or gusto mo, pork meat. Ayan, pwede naman din yun, agri-produce. Pero pag sausages, ham, okay, dumaan na sa processing yun. Lalo na kapag cured ham na. Naku, syempre, alangan naman pagkakatay mo, cured ham na kagad yun. Okay, next. Cotton. Okay, harvested cotton, yung mismong cotton, agri-produce yun. So kapag yan ay naging thread na, or naging clothing na, kunwari, cotton na damit, cotton na jacket, o whatsoever na cotton, dumaan na sa process yun. Nakakatakot yun. Ang ina-harvest mo, jacket. Naku, nakakatakot yan. Next. Okay. Ang sugar ay hindi agri-produce ng sugar cane. Take note. Pag sinabi mong sugar, dumaan na sa process yan. Ang tawag sa harvest sa agricultural produce ng sugarcane ay harvested cane. Take note of this one. Kaya nga sa topic na to, dapat at least may idea ka sa mga halaman at hayop. Kasi nakakatakot kung wala. Kasi totally hindi mo yan maiintindihan talaga. Okay, next. Ano pa bang medyo kakaiba dito? Yung mga oil. Ang oil, hindi agri-produce ng oil palms. Kasi ang oil parang sugar, dumaan sa process yan. Yung fruit, yung oil palm, yun yung magsisilbing agri-produce niya. Parang yung mga grapevines na yan. Hindi naman wine ang hina-harvest mo eh. Yung grapes mismo. And then you will convert it or process it into wine. Okay? Lalo na yung rubber trees. Isang beses pinalabas ko sa quiz, classify nung estudyante yung rubber shoes as agri-produce. No, nakatakot yun. Ang social naman ng rubber trees mo, yung rubber trees mo, nagpo-produce ng rubber shoes, tas may tatak na, Nike, Adidas, charot. Diba? Nakatakot yan. Ang tawag sa agri-produce ng rubber trees ay latex or latex. I don't know the pronunciation. Wala naman ng pakialam dyan. Accounting lang naman ang concern ko. So yung harvested latex or latex, yun yung agri-produce niya. Yung latex, kino-convert later on para maging rubber product. Rubber shoes, gulong, o kung ano pa mang naka-rubber. Okay, so yun yung products after processing na. Walang rubber trees na nagpo-produce ng rubber shoes. Nakakatakot yun. Okay, anyways. So ito, kindly screenshot na lang kung gusto mo para at least makita mo. Okay, ano yung mga biological asset, bearer plants, ano ang agri-produce at products nila after processing. Okay, well, wala pa rin challenge here. Next. Ayan, let us talk about the third inclusion. Okay, unconditional government grant. Take note na ang government grant lang nasakop ng PAS 41 ay government grants related to biological assets. Kasi kung yan ay government grants related to PPE, intangible assets, investment property, hindi yan sakop ng PAS 41. Merong separate na standard for government grants and that is PAS 20. O, di ba sabi ko sa inyo nakakatalino pag memoryado mo yung mga standard eh. So PAS 20 is the standard for government grants. Ang title non-government grants. So yung PAS 20, the standard, sakop niya lahat ng government grants except for government grants ng bioasset. Kasi magkaibang accounting ng government grants ng PAS 20 saka PAS 41. Take note of that. So pag-uusapan natin later on yung accounting ng government grants ng bioasset. Tapos pansinin mo, compare mo sa government grant ng PAS 20. Totally different ang accounting nilang dalawa. Okay, so maliwanag na PAS 20 sakop niya lahat ng government grants except for government grants ng bioasset. Grants ng bioasset, PAS 41 yun. Okay, wala. Basic, sir. So those are the inclusions sa scope ng PAS 41. Di ba? Tatatlo lang, konti lang, pero ang dami mong pinagsasasabi, sir. Di ba? Pero totally understandable pa rin. Ano naman yung exclusions? Una, PAS 41 does not apply to the following. Land. Ang lupa ba hayop? Ang lupa ba halaman? Di ba ang lupa ay lupa? Hindi naman living ang lupa eh. Tama? It is not a living thing. So hindi siya sakop ng PAS 41 obviously. Okay? Yan ay sakop ng PAS 16 because land related to agriculture is classified as property, plant, and equipment. Okay? Next. Ito, paulit-ulit na ako bearer plants. Nakalagay na nga except sa taas eh. So malamang hindi rin kasama yan. Kasi nga sakop din yan ng PAS 16. Take note, PAS 41 applies on the agri-produce ng bearer plants. Iwanag tayo doon yung mismong bearer plant lang ang hindi sakop ng PAS 41. Yung agri-produce, yung pinoproduce niya, at the point of harvest, sakop pa rin ng PAS 41 yon. Yung halaman lang mismo ang hindi nasakop ng PAS 41. Okay, pangatlo, government grants related to bearer plants. Since ang bearer plant ay classified as PPE, then yung government grant niya hindi nasakop ng PAS 41. Sakop na siya nung normal na government grant standard which is PAS 20. Okay, di ba ang talino ng dating pag memoryado mo yung mga number ng standard eh, di ba? Talino sir, grabe, nakakamangha. Meron nakakilala dati, yun talaga ang nakaka-amaze. Kahit yung paragraph memoryado niya, top notcher din to, grabe. Ako hindi ko kinaya yon. Sabi niya, according to PAS 41, paragraph 1.1, ang dami may pag-ganun-ganun pa, may paragraph. As in, nakakamangha yun. Totoo lang. Hanggang walking PFRS yun. Di na kinaya ng powers ko yun eh. Hanggang title lang ako eh. Kasi mahina ako sa memorization talaga eh. Ang studying style ko noon, studying parang technique ko noon, I understand the concept. I will relate it as much as possible to life situation so that I can understand it. Ang strategy ko eh. I'm not into memorizing paragraphs. Kasi anong purpose nun? Hindi sir, para mukha ka ring lawyer. Kasi ang lawyer, memoryado yung mga provisions eh. So parang lawyer tayo in effect. Pero ako, parang lawyer ko noon lang kasi title lang yung alam ko. Yung kaibigan ko siguro pwede kasi mismong paragraph, memoryado niya. Magic yung grabe. Amazing. Totally amazing. Pati yung paragraph alam. Di ba? Anyway, share ko lang. Next. Ayan. Meron pa pala, sorry. Intangible assets related to agricultural activity. Kala ko last na yon. So, ang intangible assets, malamang, hindi yan halaman at hayop. Hindi mo nga nakikita yan eh. Paano magiging halaman at hayop yan? Ako, para palang si boyfriend ko yan. Nararamdaman ko lang, hindi ko nakikita. Hindi, charot lang. Intangible assets. Yan yung assets na walang physical form. Tama ba? So, merong separate standard for that and that is PAS 38. Title is intangible assets. Okay? So we are done with the inclusions and exclusions of PAS 41. Ayan. Proceed na tayo sa recognition. Kasi wala namang kakaiba sa recognition ng PAS 41. So according to PAS 41, agricultural produce or biological asset shall be recognized when yung pangalawa sa kapangatlo, yan yung normal. Tama? Probable, measurable. I think wala tayong question dyan. Yan yung normal na revenue tuloy. Yan yung normal na recognition criteria on all accounting items. Ang tatandaan mo lang, sa PAS 41, tatlo ang kanyang recognition criteria. Merong dinagdag na the entity controls or the entity has control on the asset as a result of past event. Yun lang yung kailangan mong tandaan dito. Kasi normally, kahit nasa PPE, dalawa lang eh. Yung letter B saka letter C lang. Intangible asset, dalawa lang din. Letter B saka letter C. Pero pag bio asset, tatlo. A, B, and C. Pero dinagdag na isa, ang PAS 41. Okay? So wala sir, ano ba naman yan? Wala pa rin ka-challenge. Ngayon ko lang na-realize, ganito lang palang mag-aral ng hayop at halaman. Okay? Napakadali pala talaga. So syempre, alam nga namang diniscuss ko lang without applying it. So for you to appreciate our discussion, I prepared a sample exercise. Ayan. Para at least ma-appreciate mo naman at makita mo, oo nga, ang dali nga nung diniscuss ni sir. So let us read and answer exercise 1. So syempre, sa mga nanonood, alam mo, kopyahin mo, medyo alanganin, i-screenshot mo na muna para later on masundan mo yung ating solution. Okay, so the following information pertains to the agricultural activity of Papasaka Corporation. Ay, sana all sir papasa. Wala lang Papasaka. Diba? Papasaka Corporation. For the year ended December 31, 2021. So binigay ito, binigay yung following information, and take note, lahat daw yan ay related sa agriculture. Wala ka nang iisipin. Lahat daw yan ay related sa agriculture. Pero wait lang, meron pang additional information yan. Pabalik, ano ba naman yan? So sir, mahilig kang bumalik sa nakaraan, hindi okay yan. Next, additional information. The mango tree is also being sold as a living plant. And the requirements determine the total amount of the following. Biological assets under PAS 41, PPE under PAS 16, agri-produce under PAS 41, and then inventories under PAS 2. Okay? So sige, let us classify each and every one. Kung PAS 41 ba, na bio asset, PPE, agri-produce, o inventory. Okay, balik tayo dito. Take note, lahat daw yan related sa agriculture. Isa-isahin natin. Unahin natin ang maize plants. Ito na. Ito yung mahirap sa topic ng agriculture, sa totoo lang eh. Sa topic na to, kailangan medyo may idea ka talaga sa mga halaman at hayop. Diba, unang item pa na mapapakamot ka na eh. Sir, ano yung maize plants? Ano yan? Sa ngayon ko narinig yan. Ang maize plant sa Tagalog, mais. Sir, nagjo-joke ka, mais. Hindi. Totoo yun. Kahit na-search mo sa Google yan. Ang maize plants kasi, parang yan yung term na ginagamit nila ata sa Mexico. Tara, naging Mexican ka na, sir. Parang sa Mexico, ang tawag nila sa corn ay maize plants. Parang English ata yung corn. So Tagalog, mais. Siguro baka diyan na-derive yun. Kasi 'di ba ang Mexican parang Spanish something. Baka ang English o ang Spanish ng mais, maize din, maize. Letter Z. Ewan ko sa iyo, sir, wala namang pakialam dyan. Pero take note, mais tuloy. Maize is also corn plant. Okay? So ngayon, isipin mo, ano ba ang nature ng corn plant? Kapag ba nag-harvest ka ng corn, buhay pa rin yung corn plant o patay na? Di ba pa nag-harvest ka ng corn, tinatanggal mo yung mismong corn plant? Tama ba? So ibig sabihin, you are consuming the life of that plant. Take note, if that's the case, maize plants are considered as consumable plants. At kapag consumable plants, ano ang classification? Biological asset. Okay? Actually, ang mahirap talaga dito halaman. Kasi ang hayop, di ba kung naalala mo, basta related sa agriculture, whether consumable or bearer, bioasset yan. Halaman talaga ang mahirap dito sa totoo lang. Okay? So sa halaman, medyo gagana ang isip natin. Hayop, naku, wala yan. Walang problema yung mga hayop na yan. So maize plants, biological asset yan. Bakit? Kasi siya ay consumable plant. Next, bearer tuloy, dairy cattle. Okay, siyempre alam niyo naman ang cattle, baka. Pag sinabing dairy, ibig sabihin ang purpose niyan is to produce dairy products. Siyempre ang baka hindi nagpo-produce ng keso, nakakatakot 'yun. Ang pinoproduce ng baka na gagamitin to produce dairy products ay gatas. So siyempre pag kumuha ka naman ng gatas sa baka, buhay pa naman yung baka, tama ba? Unless piniga mo, sinagad mo talaga, ginanong-ganon mo. Pinatay mo na yung baka. Kumbaga, talagang sinagad mo siya. Pero obviously, di naman mangyayari yon. So, dairy cattle, bearer animal, pero sabi ko nga, basta animal, whether bearer or consumable, bioasset po yon. Halaman lang talaga ang may problema dito. So, bioasset din po yung dairy cattle. Next, bottled milk. Siyempre, isipin mo, sir, di ba po ang milk, ang milk po ay yung harvest ng baka, agricultural produce ng baka, yes. Pero take note, in-emphasize nung item, bottled milk. Ang gatas ba na pinuproduce ng baka nakabote na? Kakatakot yun. Hindi yata doon sa breast ng baka lalabas yun, baka sa bunganga niya. Di ba? Imposible yun. Kaya nga in-emphasize yung word na bottled. Kung milk yan, pwede pa. Agri-produce yun. Kasi raw yan we assume raw. Kaka-harvest lang ng milk. Pero kung bottled na yan, malamang dumana sa proseso yan. Tama, kung dumana sa proseso, agri-produce pa rin ba yon? Hindi na. So, ibig sabihin, yung bottled milk ay inventories na. Kasi dumaan na sa process. Diba? Ano ba naman yan? Grabe, ang dali naman ang topic na to, sir. Totally no-brainer. Next, mango tree. Ito na. Kung wala yung additional information kanina, di ba may additional information? Ito, alam mo pa ba yan o pinalimutan mo na? Diba? The mango tree is also being sold as a living plant. So take note, mango tree, being a fruit tree, generally is considered as a bearer plant. Generally. Kasi ang mango tree, ang main purpose, to bear fruit. Tama ba? So bearer plant yan, by nature. But because of the additional information provided by the exercise, that the mango tree is also being sold as a living plant, means na habang nagbe-bear ng fruit yung mango tree, at the same time, binibenta mo siya as a living plant. So, anong tawag doon? Ibig sabihin, mango tree is a plant with dual use. Diba kapag ang plant ay may dual use, ano ang classification nun? Biological asset. Okay, pero ingat lang kung wala yung additional information, I repeat, ang mango tree ay bearer plant. Kung wala yung additional information. But because of the additional information, naging plant with dual use siya, biological asset. Okay, walang challenge siya. Next, fruit trees. Fig fruit. Okay, so nakalagay na nga, fruit, so kaka-pick pa lang, kaka-harvest pa lang, so agricultural produce pa yan kasi raw state. Okay, so pick fruit, agricultural produce. Tea bushes, ayan. Ang tea bushes po, take note, is a bearer plant. Tama ba? Kasi ang tea, ang kinukuha mo lang naman dahon Tama ba? Dito yan, nasa table natin kanina yan Nasa na ba yun? Ito, tea bushes, leaves. Ano ang tea bushes? Bearer plant. Ayun, nakalagay na nga Okay, so bearer plant po ang tea, nawala, sorry. Kaya na medyo nagpalipat-lipat tayo So ang tea bushes ay bearer plant. Okay, kasi nga ang nature niya, kapag nagpipik ka kasi ng leaves niya, buhay pa naman yung mga tea bushes na yan eh. Okay? So yung tea bushes, bearer plant, PPE yun. Yung pick leaves, yung kakapik pa lang na mga dahon, then definitely, yan ay agri-produce kasi raw state pa. Next, land use in agriculture. So obvious naman ang lupa, hindi halaman o hayop, PPE yan. Next. Ay, sorry, nalaktawan ko pala, rubber tree. Sorry, rubber tree. Ang rubber tree, katulad ng tea bushes, yan ay bearer plant. Kasi ang latex, parang sa Tagalog, dagta yan eh. Nakita ka na ba ng rubber tree? Di ba ito yung rubber tree? Binubutasan yan eh. Tapos maglalabas siya ng puting substance, yun yung latex o yung dagta sa Tagalog. So kapag kinuha mo yung dagta, buhay pa naman yung tree eh. Tama ba? So dahil buhay pa siya, bearer plant yung rubber tree. So maliwanag tayo doon ha, yung rubber tree ay bearer plant. Next, rubber shoes. Sabi ko nga, ang iyong agri-produce for rubber trees ay latex. So, hindi nagpo-produce ng sapatos, yan, nakakatakot yan. So, ang rubber shoes, dumaan na yan sa process, so yan ay inventories na. Lumber trees, take note, ang iyong purpose sa lumber tree ay putulin later on. So, kung puputulin mo yan, consumable plant yan. At dahil consumable plant, siya ay classified as biological assets. Ang lumber, take note, pinaliwanag ko kanina yan, lumber is not an agri-produce. Ang agri-produce ng lumber trees ay felled trees, yung kakabagsak pa lang na puno. Kasi pag lumber yan, na-shave-shave na yan eh. Tinanggal na yung mga dahon-dahon saka mga tangkay-tangkay niyan, saka mga branches. So dumaan na sa proseso, inventories na ang classification ng lumber. Okay? So again, as you can see, everyone is property or everything is properly accounted for. Kaya naman pag sinagutan natin yan, ang total biological assets natin ay maize plants, dairy cattle, mango tree, lumber trees for a total of 590. Tama yan yung mga sinabi ko kaninang biological assets. Next, ang PPE naman, tea bushes, rubber tree, land use in agriculture for a total of 1,510,000. So pwede mo i-screenshot, huwag mo nang kopyahin. Okay, para lang din hindi ka ma-delay, pwede mo namang i-screenshot. Next, letter C, agri-produce, picked fruit, saka picked leaves lang yan. So 40,000. And then the last one inventories, bottled milk, rubber shoes, at saka lumber. For a total of 120,000. Okay, wala pa rin ka-challenge eh. Totally no-brainer. Okay? Sige, hinga muna tayo saglit. Inhale, exhale. So medyo nakakapagod yung discussion natin for today. Okay. So we are done with the scope, definition of terms, and discussion of plant with dual use. Now let us discuss another concept under PAS 41. And that is measurement. How do we measure biological assets? Ito na. So please bear with me guys dito sa topic na ito kasi ito medyo technical na. Pero I will try my best para maintindihan mo pa rin siya on a shallow perspective. So measurement tayo. Unahin natin ang bioassets. Bioassets, general rule. Take note, general rule. Ang initial saka subsequent measurement ng bioasset ay fair value less cost to sell. I'll repeat, the initial and subsequent measurement of biological asset ay fair value less cost to sell. Sinabi initial measurement, yung measurement niya initially nung ni-recognize mo. Pag subsequent measurement, yan na po yung measurement niya every December 31 or every year end. So ang general rule, fair value less cost to sell. Okay? Pero kung papansinin mo, sa initial measurement, may slash. Pwede mong gamitin ang carrying amount ang cost. Bakit, sir? Kasi according to PAS 41, there is a rebuttable presumption that on initial recognition, the fair value cannot be measured reliably. Sa Tagalog, may mga instances daw kasi yung fair value ng halaman o ng hayop is not determinable at initial recognition. Especially kung masyado pang bata yung halaman o hayop. Kaya nga kapag ganyan ang senaryo, inaalaw ka ng standard na ang measurement niya initially ay cost or carrying amount. But take note naka all caps na. on initial recognition lamang. Dating ng year-end kasi, dahil lumipas na ang panahon, ang rasyonary ng standard, parang imposible nang hindi mo alam ang value niyan. Kasi lumipas na ang panahon, lumaki na yung halaman o hayop na yan. Kaya yung rebuttable presumption, nag-a-apply lang sa initial recognition. Kaya kung papansinin mo sa subsequent measurement, hindi na available ang carrying amount sa cost. Tama, hindi na available. Fair value less cost to sell na lang talaga. Pagdating ng subsequent measurement, you have no choice but to measure the asset at fair value less cost to sell. Okay? So ngayon ang tanong, sir, what is fair value? Fair value as defined by PFRS 13. O bakit wala sa PAS 41? Because PFRS 13 is the standard for fair value measurement. Hindi natin i-discuss yung standard na yon, papahapyawan lang natin. According to PFRS 13, fair value daw is the price that would be received to sell an asset or paid to transfer a liability in an orderly transaction between market participants at the measurement date. Ang lalim, sir. Wala ko naintindihan. Mga ganyan definition, mapapakabot ka na lang, ano daw? So, pasimplihin na lang natin. Yan, mga gusto ko sir, mga pasimple. Pag sinabing fair value, it is the price in an active market. Okay? It is the price in an active market less transport cost. I'll repeat, fair value is price in the active market less transport cost. Ibabawas ang transport cost to compute fair value. Kasi minsan ang mga estudyante, sinasama ang transport cost sa cost to sell. Take note, hindi siya sinasama. Bakit? Kasi transport cost is your cost incurred by bringing the biological asset from the market papunta sa iyo, papunta sa premises mo. For example, bumili ka ng baboy sa market. Ang baboy, hindi yan maglalakad on its own papunta sa iyo. Nakatakot yun. Hindi sir, ayoko pa-deliver. Pwede bang nilakad ko na lang yung baboy? Pinasunod ko na lang. Aso? Hindi. Tama ba? So ang gagawin mo, ipapa-deliver mo yan. Transport mo yan, wala doon sa market, papunta doon sa premises ng entity. Tama ba? Okay, so ang tawag doon, transport cost. Pag sinabi mo kasing cost to sell, from the name itself, cost to sell. Ito yung cost mo pag binenta mo na siya sa mga customer. From entity, papuntang customer. Pansinin mo ang transport cost. Ang transport cost from market, papuntang entity. Ang cost to sell, from entity, papuntang customer o papuntang another market. Kaya magkaiba sila. So hindi part ng transport o hindi part ng cost to sell ang transport cost. Kaya nga binabawas ang transport cost sa fair value. I'll repeat, binabawas siya to compute fair value. Kasi pag binawas mo yan, tapos sinama mo sa cost to sell, tayo dyan. Double deduction yun. Tama ba? Kasi fair value less cost to sell eh. So binabawas ang transport cost sa price to determine fair value. Eh ang problema sir, paano kung dalawa ang active markets, 2 or more ang active markets? Ang sabi ng standard, use the principal market. So wag kang mag-alala, hindi naman ikaw yung magde-determine yan. Sinasabi sa problem solving yan. Example, may dalawang markets. Sasabi niya, active market number 2 is the principal market. So if that's the case, lahat ng information sa active market number 1, ignored na. Ang papansinin mo lang, yung principal market. Yung sinabi ng problem na principal market. E paano sir kung for example, walang sinabing principal market? Ganito ang hierarchy ang fair value ay price active market. Pag maraming active market, ang pipiliin mo, principal. Kung walang principal, ang sabi ng standard, use the most advantageous market. Sinabing most advantageous market, the market with the highest fair value less cost to sell. Okay, the highest net proceeds, yung market na magge-generate ng highest net proceeds. That is your most advantageous market. Kasi nasusundan ba ako? Tensya na, medyo technical talaga to. Wala tayong magagawa. So pag sinabing active market, palengke. Kung saan mo nabibili yung mga hayop at halaman na yan? Okay, active. Pag sinabing active, dun talaga siya usually nabibili. Ang problema, syempre maraming market na nagbebenta ng same na halaman o hayop. So kung masyadong maraming market na nagbebenta niyan, use the principal market. Ang gamitin mo yung market kung saan siya pinakamadalas binibenta. So paano kung wala, use the most advantageous market. The market with the highest net proceeds or the market that will generate the highest fair value less cost to sell. Ay, wala, basic sir. Kahit na medyo technical, totally understandable pa rin. Okay, next, agri-produce tayo. Agri-produce, ang initial measurement din yan, fair value less cost to sell. So kung papansinin mo, lahat ng sakop ng PAS 41, naka-fair value less cost to sell. Pagdating na subsequent measurement ng agri-produce, hindi na yan fair value less cost to sell kasi hindi na siya sakop ng PAS 41. Remember, ang sakop ng PAS 41, initial lang, at the point of harvest. Pag lumagpas na ng point of harvest o na-process na siya, di ba hindi na siya agri-produce? So ang mag-a-apply na sa kanya kung ano yung applicable na standards. Which is usually, since ang classification niya ay inventories, ang may sakop na sa kanya, PAS2. Under PAS2, take note of this, hindi ko na kasi naisulat. Under PAS2, ang subsequent measurement ay LCNRV. Tama, naalala yan dun sa mga nakapag-aral na ng inventories? LCNRV stands for lower of cost or net realizable value. Okay, LCNRV ang subsequent measurement ng agri-produce because it is already classified as inventories. Wala, basic din sir, ano ba naman yan? Kung papansinin mo lang, hindi applicable yung rebuttable presumption. Yung rebuttable presumption sa initial recognition, nag-a-apply lang sa bioasset. Sa agri-produce, palagi ang agri-produce initially measured at fair value less cost to sell. Hindi applicable ang carrying amount or cost for agricultural produce initial measurement. Kaya maliwanag tayo doon, ang rebuttable presumption, nag-a-apply lang for bioasset at nag-a-apply lang siya sa initial recognition. Hindi kasama sa subsequent measurement. Sa agri-produce, walang rebuttable presumption. Ang assumption, nag-i-exist ang fair value less cost to sell niya in all cases. Okay? Wala pa rin ka-challenge. Totally no-brainer. Di ba? Wala pa rin kahirap-hirap. Di ba? So I hope you are still with me. Naku, baka nakatulog na ako sir. Inantok na ako, medyo technical na eh. So wala po tayong magagawa. Ganito talaga itong topic na ito. Well, anyway, let us proceed to the next exercise. Ayan. Para at least ma-practice talaga natin. Madali lang to, wag kang mag-alala. Super dali lang itong exercise na ito. So ang requirement, letter A, kung ang active market 1 daw is the principal market, magkano raw ang initial measurement ng bioasset? Sa letter B, ano kung walang principal market sa dalawa? Magkano raw ang measurement ng bioasset? So i-apply natin yung kakadiscuss lang natin regarding measurement. So kung papansinin mo, may dalawang active market, i-trust in the process corporation. Ako, i-trust ko na lang talaga sir yung proseso. Okay? So may dalawang active market. Si market 1, saka si market 2. So ngayon, ang tanong, ang concern natin is dalawang active market. Anong sabi ng PAS 41? Choose the principal market. Sabi ko nga sasabihin sa ng problem yan. Ang sabi ng problem, si active market 1 daw ang principal market. Pag paki-screenshot na lang yung given information para makasunod sa solution. So kung si active market 1 ang principal market, lahat ng information kay active market 2, ignored. Wala tayong pakialam dyan. Kay active market 1 lang tayo. Anong initial measurement ng bioasset? Fair value less cost to sell. Okay? So how to compute fair value less cost to sell? Unahin natin ang fair value. Fair value is market price minus transport cost. Tama? Ang market price based on the given ng active market 1 ay 500. Minus 40, that is 460. Nako. Ang dali sir. Hindi na kailangang i-calculate. Pero ito lang yung problema minsan eh. Kung totoo sila, ang dali niya, 500 minus 40, 460. Pero minsan, kinakalki pa natin, di ba? Trust issues na talaga tayo, pati sarili natin. Hindi mo na pinagkakatiwalaan. Sabi ko nga, always remember this one. You need to trust yourself first before you can trust others. Kasi mahihirapan ka magtiwala sa iba kung wala kang tiwala sa sarili mo. Noted, sir. Maraming salamat. How can you give advices to others kung hindi mo muna na-apply sa sarili mo? But you need to start within yourself. You need to start believing yourself first before you believe others. Diba? Kailangan maniwala ka muna sa sarili mo bago ka maniwala sa iba. Diba? You need to trust yourself first before you trust others. Maraming salamat, sir. Noted ulit. Okay. Next, cost to sell. Yung dalawa po, yung transfer taxes saka commission, pareho po yang cost to sell. Kaya syempre, di ba, pag nagbenta ka, magbabayad ka ng commission sa ahente. Tapos pag nagbenta ka, may mga transfer taxes yan. Tama? So pareho yang cost to sell. Okay, kaya naman ang fair value less cost to sell ay 410,000. 10,000, 410 pesos. So yan po ang sagot sa letter A. Kung papansinin mo sa letter A, in-ignore lang natin yung active market 2. Next, na tayo sa letter B. Ano raw kung walang principal market sa kanilang dalawa? Kung walang principal market, ang sabi ng standard, use the most advantageous market. The most advantageous market is the market that will generate the highest fair value less cost to sell. Yung active market 1, ito nakita nyo na, may fair value less cost to sell na tayo, 410. Ito tayo ng active market 2. Fair value ni active market 2, 500. 550 minus 50. Ang cost to sell niya, 20 plus 15, 35. Kaya naman, ang kanyang fair value less cost to sell, 415. So between active market 1 and active market 2, sino ang most advantageous market? Answer is active market 2. Ang sagot sa letter B ay 415. Ang gagamitin nating information ay active market 2 kasi siya yung most advantageous market. Okay, di ba? Ang dali. Suko na ako, sir, sa sobrang dali. Diba naman yung walang kahirap-hirap pala itong topic na to. Totally no-brainer talaga. Diba? Ang dali maging agriculturist. Taray, no? Anyways, ang dali nga maging TikTokeris eh. TikTokeris ba yun? Ang tawag doon. Dalo madali na to. Diba? Sayaw-sayaw ka lang naman doon. Wala problema. Wala akong galit sa TikTok. Okay yan gawin yan pampalipas ng oras kung wala talaga magawa. Diba? TikTok kayo, try nyo rin mag-TikTok. Pampatanggal stress. Ito na. Let's talk about the computation of the ending balance ng bioasset. Kasi tinatanong din sa problem solving yan eh. In computing the ending balance of bioasset, you may use the following template. Ayan na, binigay ito ng template. Grabe ha. Parang kumbaga guide on how to compute the ending balance of your bioasset. So, syempre, magsisimula ka sa parang T-account to, parang T-account. Magsisimula ka sa BB mo. Ay, sino ang BB ko, sir? Wala nga akong BB, sipain kita dyan, sir eh. BB mo, beginning balance. Masyado kang triggered kagad eh. BB mo. Okay? Start tayo kay BB. Okay, beginning balance. Next item ay acquisition. So, ibig sabihin, every time that you are acquiring biological assets, you are increasing the balance of bioasset. Kasi ang journal entry po ng acquisition ay wait lang. Babalikan lang ako Ay, okay. Sorry. Ayan, nakita ko sa Facebook ngayon. Sorry, nakita ko lang sa Facebook ngayon. So pakibago lang po itong letter B at tama kayo, 465 yan. Sorry, medyo antok na siguro ng ginagawa yung PowerPoint. Pasensya na, tao lang po, nagkakamali din. Diba? 465. Di ko napansin, ngayon ko lang nakita talaga yung solution. Di ba? So, talagang tama. Huwag mong pagkatiwala ng sarili mo, mag-calculate. Ay, charot lang. Nagkamali, no? Kasi minano-mano ko lang, sorry. Akala ko 450. Okay, 500 pala. Ewan ko bakit nagpumasok sa isip kong 450, sorry. 465 po yan, 465. Sorry. Okay, active market 2, 465. But still, ang sagot pa rin, active market 2. Mas mataas pa rin siya sa 410. Pasensya na, tao lang po, nagkakamali din. Siguro naman, papatawad mo pa rin naman ako siguro. Di sir, wala na, hindi ka na credible. Nagkakamali ka sa mga ganyan kaliliit na bagay. Nako. Nagalit, no? May ganun talagang tao minsan, no? Minsan talaga ganun talaga ang buhay. Yung mga taong mabilis magalit kaysa maliliit na bagay lang. Ganun talaga ang buhay eh. Paano ina-address o paano mag-a-adjust sa ganung uri ng tao, sir? Wala. Ganun talaga ang buhay eh. Pagsabihan mo na lang, kung makikinig, di God, hindi, wala. Ignore mo na lang. May ganun talaga. Hindi marunong mag-appreciate minsan sa mga maliliit na bagay. Magaling magalit sa maliliit na bagay. May ganun talagang tao. Remember that you should be grateful in everything that you have. Hindi lahat ng tao meron o afford yung kaya mo o meron ka ngayon. Anyways, baka naging life lesson na naman to. Balikan natin yung journal entry ng acquisition. How do we journalize this one? Para makita mo, ay oo nga no, nag-increase ang bioasset. The journal entry to record this one is debit biological asset. Okay? Credit cash or AP kasi maglalabas ka. Pero ito na ang problema. Ang biological asset, always remember, is measured or debited at fair value less cost to sell. Cash or AP is credited for the cost of biological asset. Ano naman ang problema ko dun, sir? At anong pakialam ko? Kung titignan mo, kapag bumibili ka, wala tayong problema, debit biological asset. Pero ito na, sa acquisition pa lang, meron o pwede na yung mag-result sa gain or loss on initial recognition. Bakit pwede magkaroon ng gain or loss on initial recognition? Common sense ito eh. Ano ang debit mo? Fair value less cost to sell. Ano ang credit mo? Cash. At ang cash ay measured at cost. Kung magkano nilabas mo talagang pera o magkano yung kailangan mong bayaran, eh mas madalas, hindi equal yung dalawang yan eh. At kapag hindi equal yan, that will result to loss or gain on initial recognition. Okay, itong part na ito madalas hindi dinidiscuss sa libro eh. Pero i-discuss natin kasi mali mo lumabas sa board exam. Okay, kasi that is obvious. Possible yun. Kasi ang debit mo, fair value less cost to sell. Ang credit mo, cost. Tama? So, obviously, hindi sila equal. Unless hindi available ang fair value, kung hindi available ang fair value at initial recognition, ang ide-debit mo at cost. Ang credit mo at cost din. So, walang gain or loss on initial recognition. Kakaroon lang po niyan kapag hindi equal yung debit sa credit. Maraming salamat, sir. Understandable na naman yun. Tama ba? Common sense yun eh. Okay. Kaya nga, mamaya, mag-uusapan natin to na ang unang gains and losses, di ba kasama sa subtopic natin gains and losses? Ang unang gains and losses ay gain and losses on initial recognition. Ito yon. That will result on acquisition or purchases of biological assets. Kapag ang total cash outlay ay mas mababa sa fair value less cost to sell, gain on initial recognition ang lalabas. On the other hand, pag mas malaki ang cost kaysa sa fair value ng biological asset, it will result loss on initial recognition. Okay? So gain kapag mas malaki ang debit sa credit, meaning mas malaki ang fair value sa cost. Cost kapag mas malaki ang credit sa debit, mas malaki ang cost sa fair value. Okay, that is your gain or loss on initial recognition. Okay, initial recognition ng bio-asset yan ha. Meron ding gain or loss on initial recognition ng agri-produce. Mamaya natin pag-uusapan yon. Ang focus muna natin dito yung sa biological asset. Next. Okay. Would be your fair value gains and fair value losses. We will discuss thoroughly later on yung fair value gains and fair value losses kapag nasa gains and losses na tayo. Kasi sabi ko nga, ang measurement ng bio-asset ay fair value less cost to sell subsequently. So pag tumaas ang fair value, ataas yung value ng biological asset, magre-result sa gain yon. So magde-debit ka ng biological asset. Kapag loss, meaning bumaba yung fair value niya. Ang gagawin mo, magde-debit ka ng loss, magki-credit ka ng bio-asset. So pag nag-credit ka ng bio-asset, bawasan mo yung value niya. Mamaya pag-uusapan natin yung fair value gains and losses na yan. And by the way, sa fair value gains kasama ang newborn. Kapag nanganganak kasi ang biological asset, ang journal entry nun ay debit bio asset, credit gain. So kasama sa fair value gains yung mga newborn na pinapanganak. Kasi it will result automatically to gain. Kasi kung papansinin mo, wala ka namang cost nun eh, nanganak yung bio asset. Dumami yung bio asset mo nang wala kang nilalabas na pera. Hindi ba automatic gain yun? Ba kaya ang entry kapag merong newborn, debit bio asset, I'll repeat, hindi ko na kasi naisulat dito, debit bio asset, credit gain. Systematic gain yun. Kasi wala ka namang gastos, except for the harvest cost or whatsoever cost, pero generally, nanganak ng bio asset, resulting to increase in bio asset, pero wala ka namang ginastos for that. Okay? Next. Harvest. Pag-usapan natin ang harvest. Sir, ano po yung harvest, sir? Take note, pwede kang mag-harvest sa consumable biological asset at pwede kang mag-harvest sa bearer na biological asset. At magkaibang entry ng dalawang yon. Okay, ano yung entry nilang dalawa, sir? Take note, harvest will result agri-produce. Nag-harvest ka, magre-result yan sa agricultural produce. Yun nga lang, iba ang accounting kapag nanggaling ang agri-produce sa consumable o nanggaling ang agri-produce sa bearer na biological asset. Paano magbabago ang accounting, sir? Unahin natin yung consumable. Consumable ang bio-asset, ito na. Consumable ang bio-asset, let us say baka. Kapag consumable ang baka, anong gagawin mo? Di ba kakatayin mo yon? So pag naging karne yan, magde-debit ka ng agri-produce. Tama ba? Ang agri-produce mo, ang measurement yan, di ba, ang usapan natin ay fair value less cost to sell. Tapos magki-credit ka ng bio-asset at carrying amount. Ito yung sinasabi kong credit sa bio-asset. Nabawasan ang bio-asset ko because of harvest. Kasi yung harvest na tinutukoy ko, kung saan nagkaroon ng bawas sa bio-asset, ay harvest coming from consumable bio-asset. Pag consumable kasi, di ba pinapatay mo yung hayop o halaman? Pag pinatay mo siya, babawasan mo yung balance ng bio-asset. Kaya ka magki-credit. At ito na naman ang problema. Magkaiba sila ng value. Ang debit mo, fair value less cost to sell. Ang credit mo, bio-asset. Kaya nga, this one will also result to gain or loss on harvest. Yan yung gain or loss on initial recognition ng agricultural produce. I'll repeat. Pag nag-harvest ng agri-produce, nagkakaroon lang ng tama yan sa bio-asset kapag nag-harvest ka from consumable. Pag bearer, walang tama yon. Kasi kapag bearer, for example, baka, kumuha ka lang ng gatas, anong entry nun? Entry, debit agri-produce, credit gain. Okay, walang tama sa bio-asset kapag nag-harvest ka from bearer bio-asset. Ang may tama kapag consumable. Take note of that. Kasi tatapusin mo, you will end or you will cease the life of that bio-asset. Kaya ito, nakita mo, magki-credit ka. Nakita nyo ba yung aking ano? Ayan. 10. Ay, charot. Ayan. Ayan o, nag-credit ka ng bio-asset. Tama? So, ibig sabihin, ang gain or loss, magkakaroon lang ng loss on harvest ng agri-produce kapag galing siya sa consumable bio-asset. Kasi pag sa bearer, usually gain yan. Pag sa bearer, galing yung agri-produce. Kasi wala ka namang ginawa eh. Nanguha ka lang ng agri-produce, nag-harvest ka lang. Pero pag sa consumable, may kapalit. Para makuha mo yung agri-produce, ang kapalit nun, yung buhay ng biological asset. Ay, wala, basic na basic pa rin, sir. Totally no-brainer. Okay, last na. Okay. Last would be sales. Pag nagbebenta tayo ng bio-asset, ang journal entry ay debit cash, credit biological asset. Okay? And then kapag magkakaroon din yan ng cost, sales, and etc. So obviously, magki-credit ka ng bio-asset kapag ikaw ay nagbebenta. Okay. Okay, screenshot mo na muna. So definitely, after mong mabawas at ma-add lahat, compute mo na yung ending balance ng biological asset. Okay, so screenshot mo na muna kung gusto mo para makita mo yung template. Because after this one, we will now answer our exercise, the third exercise, exercise 3. Huwag kang mag-alala, 5 exercise lang naman yung sasagutan natin para at least ma-apply natin ng maayos yung discussion natin. Okay, exercise number 3 tayo. Ang requirement ay, what is the carrying amount of the biological assets on December 31? So CPA Dream is engaged in raising dairy livestock. Information regarding activities relating to the dairy livestock during the year is as follows. So based on the given information, how do we compute the ending balance of your biological asset? So screenshot mo na muna kasi napakadali lang ng question na to. Gagamitin mo lang ay 0.0000001% lang ng utak mo. Napakadali lang nitong topic na to sa totoo lang. Okay, dali lang to exercise na to. So, paano kino-compute, sir? Magsisimula ka sa BB mo. Tama? Ikaw pa rin ang BB ko. Iba pala yun. Carrying amount on January 1. Okay, 5 million. X would be increased due to purchases or acquisition. Tama ba? Ano to? May nag-chat. Okay. So 2 million. Sana all may BB talaga. So increase due to purchases. So kung papansinin mo sa T account na ginawa ko, di ba? Debit yan or increase in bio asset yan. Next one would be your gains. Whether due to price change or physical change, yan yung pag-uusapan natin mamaya. Ang fair value changes, accounting for it, under PAS 41, kina-classify siya into price and physical change. Sa mamaya pag-uusapan natin yan, huwag kang magmadali. Okay, i-discuss natin later on yan. So plus pareho yan, whether gain due to physical or price change. Parehong plus. Next, decrease due to sales. So minus po iyon. Then decrease due to harvest. So minus din yun. Kaya naman, ito 7 million plus 400,000 plus 600,000, parang 8 million yan. 8 million minus 800 minus 200, ang sagot for the ending balance ay 7 million. Walang ka-challenge, sir. Ano ba naman yan? Ang dali-dali ng biological assets. Okay? Diba? Ay nako, suko na ako sa sobrang dali, sir. Anyways, next. Okay, so hinga muna tayo saglit ha. Baka medyo napapagod na yung utak mo kasi alam ko naman ang utak natin medyo mabilis mapagod. Iba nga, under sa psychology, parang sa pag-aaral, parang 45 minutes lang talaga yan eh. Kung papansin mo, may mga life lessons ako, may mga pasakali ako eh. Para at least yung utak mo, hindi niya sunod-sunod na pinaprocess lahat. May kahit paano may break. Mahirap kasi pag dire-diretso mo inaaral yan. Ang utak natin, saka yung tenga natin, usually connected yan sa pakikinig, hanggang 45 minutes lang daw. Ang bilis lang, no? So, dapat palang webinar, sir, 45 minutes lang. Pero pag ginawa natin, wala tayong matututunan. Baka di pa tayo tapos dun sa sa introduction pa lang kanina. Okay, next na. Ayan, so gains and losses. So take note, in terms of gains and losses, may tatlo pong gains and losses. Una, gains and losses on initial recognition na hindi ko na pwede discuss kasi na-discuss na natin kanina yon. Initial recognition ng bioasset, saka initial recognition ng agri-produce. Tama, diniscuss natin kanina yun eh, nung dinidiscuss natin yung T-account. Ang pag-uusapan na lang natin yung dalawang natitira. Una, gains and losses on government grant. Pero sa government grant, wala namang losses. Usually, income or gains talaga yan. So take note, only government grants related to bioassets are accounted for under PAS 41. And I think nabanggit ko kanina yan. Kasi government grants ng PPE, under na yun ng PAS 20. And by the way, lahat ng gains and losses, mapa-initial recognition man, government grant o change in fair value, lahat ng uri ng gains and losses, ang presentation niyan sa profit or loss. Walang pine-present sa other comprehensive income and losses sa PAS 41 o sa bioasset. Lahat ng income sa bioasset saka losses, profit or loss ang pasok mo. Okay. So ngayon ang tanong, sir, how do we recognize income from government grant? Yan. So under PAS 41, ang recognition ng income ng government from government grant ay nakadepende sa uri ng government grant. Is it conditional or unconditional? Okay, kapag unconditional, kapag naging receivable na raw ang grant, hindi na siya i-recognize as income in full. Take note, in full. So para ang dating, pag unconditional, generally sa problem solving to, take note. Sa problem solving, kapag unconditional, diretso recognize ka na ng income in full. Sa problem solving. Theoretical, hindi siya parang immediately. Pag theory yung question, sa multiple choice, ang hahanapin mo when the grant becomes receivable. Pero sa problem solving, syempre, paano mo malalaman kung receivable na yung grant? Kung hindi naman sinabi ng problem, mahirap malaman yun. Sa problem solving, ang assumption, pag unconditional, income na kagad. Okay? Pero sa theory, in theory dapat, recognition ng income ng unconditional when the grant becomes receivable. Okay? Take note of that. Iba yung atake natin sa theory question sa problem. Conditional, recognize mo siya in full kapag na-meet mo na yung conditions attached to the grant. So paano, sir, hanggat hindi ko na-meet yung condition? Saan papasok yung government grant? Hanggat hindi mo na-meet yung condition, ang pasok niyan ay unearned income. Magiging earned income o income lang yan once na na-meet mo na yung condition. Unlike unconditional. Sa unconditional, ang debit mo talaga, ang recognition mo na kagad ay income in full. Okay? Pangatlong uri, ano kung conditional siya? Pero the term allows you na part nun ay ma-retain or part nun i-recognize mo as income based on the time elapsed. If that is the condition, then it is also recognized as income as time passes by using straight line method. So yung pangatlong condition, kailangan sabihin talaga ng problem yan. Kasi pag wala yung terms grant allow, chuchu-chuchu, conditional lang talaga siya. Conditional, ang full recognition niyan kapag na-meet na lahat ng condition. Kapag na-meet na yung condition in full, doon ka lang magre-recognize ng income in full din, conditional. Pero sa pangatlo, kapag merong mga allows, chu-chu-chu-chu, elapse ng time, pag sinabi ng problem yon, pwede ka mag-recognize ng income using straight line method as time passes by. So, kumbaga, critical ang role na ginagampanan nung uri ng condition. Kasi nakadepende sa uri ng condition yung accounting mo o recognition mo ng income. Okay, so sige. I-apply natin yung on government grant na yan on our next exercise. Let us discuss exercise number 4. Ayan, exercise 4 tayo. Ang ikli lang ng exercise kasi madali lang naman kasi talaga tong bio asset, sa totoo lang. Okay, exercise number 4 tayo. On January 1, 2021, Magtiwala Ka Incorporated. Nako, trust the process, magtiwala ka talaga. Okay, was granted by a local government grant of 500,000 to aid the community in financing the domestication of ostriches. Ay tare, ang sosyal. Ang dinodomesticate ostriches. Hindi man lang bibe, no? Ang inaalagaan ostrich. Ngayon ang tanong, bakit gusto ng community mag-domesticate ng ostriches? Kasi ang plano nila is to manage the production of eggs that are sold to the community. Medyo nakakatawa tong problem eh. Ang point ng problem, sawang-sawa na sila sa itlog ng manok. Siguro naliliitan sila sa itlog. Kasi ang ostrich, malaki ang itlog niyan eh. Siguro yung itlog ng ostrich pang matagalan, pang isang linggo. Kaya itlog ng manok, baka isang kainan mo lang eh. Ewan ko lang kung ganun yung assumption ko, ganun yung sinasabi ng problem pero ganun yung dating sa akin. Sawang-sawa na sila sa maliit na itlog. Ang gusto nila, mas malaki na. Siyempre, pang matagalan. Kumbaga, ang pamilya yung itlog. Ewan ko lang ganun yung assumption ko. Ganun yung thinking ko dito sa ostrich eggs na to. Anyways, so that would be the first grant during the year. Next, second grant. June 30, 2021, sino si Togo? Nakalimutan kong baguhin yung pangalan. Dapat magtiwala kaya. Magtiwala Ka was granted by a national government a grant of 600,000 to aid the community in maize plants, in planting maize plants. The grant requires the company to farm only within city limits for 6 years. If any condition is breached, the entity must return the grant, taking into consideration the portion retained based on passage of time. So, ibig sabihin, yung grant number 2 is conditional. Obviously, it is conditional. Kasi nire-require ka magtanim for 6 years eh. Pero, siya yung conditional na pwede ka mag-recognize ng income as time passes by. So, siya yung pangatlong condition or pangatlong type ng condition or type ng government grant. Ano yung una, sir? Ito na. Most of the students are thinking na yung unang government grant ay conditional. Pero in reality, hindi conditional yan or unconditional yan. Basahin mo ng maigi yung problem. On January 1, 2021, the company was granted a grant. Anong purpose ng grant? Sinabi ang condition ba niya, pinapansin mo sinabi ba ng government, ito 500,000, mag-alaga ka ng ostrich? Hindi eh. Ang sinabi ng problem, bigyan ka ng 500,000 to aid you, to help you in financing the domestication of ostrich. Hindi sinabi ng government na part ng condition ng pagbibigay ko ng 500,000 ay mag-alaga ka ng ostrich. Hindi. Walang kondisyon. Talagang pure help lang yung 500,000. So if that's the case, kung unconditional yung 500,000, recognize na siya fully as income during the year. Kaya nga, di ba, ang requirement ay what is the total income from the grant to be recognized by the company for the year 2021. Diba, dalawa yung government grant mo? Sa first grant, buo yun, 500,000. Kasi siya ay unconditional. Sa second grant, diba siya yung pangatlong uri na pwede ka mag-recognize due to passage of time under or by using straight line method. 600,000 yun, tama ba? 600 yun? Akala ko di ko na-update. 600,000 divided by 6 years, 6/12. Bakit 6/12? Kasi during 2021, 6 months lang ang nag-elapse na time. Kasi natanggap mo yung government grant, ingat ka lang, June 30, 2021. So 6 months lang yon. Kaya imumultiply natin sa 6/12. Kasi yung 600,000 divided by 6 years, that is an annual amount. Tama? So times 6/12 para maging 6 months lang, so magiging 50,000. Kaya ang total income natin from government grant would be 550,000. Okay? So this would be the answer for exercise number 4. Ay nako sir, ang dali-dali pa rin. Patapos na tayo. After nito, actually, isang topic na tayo and we will now conclude our lecture for today. Kasi yung presentation and disclosure, mabilis lang naman yun eh. Di ba, walang kahirap-hirap, walang ka-challenge-challenge sa totoo lang. Totally no-brainer. Okay? Hinga muna tayo saglit. Inhale, exhale. Kailangan natin minsan ng inhale, exhale na yan to circulate oxygen. Pero may oxygen, naging scientist ka pa, sir. Kailangan natin oxygen sa katawan natin eh. That we can think properly. If you will make a decision, I may advise, breathe properly muna before you decide, before you make that decision. Kasi baka kulang ka lang sa oxygen, ako magkamali ka ng decision. Diba every decisions that we will make, it make or break our life. Diba depende yan eh. Kaya kailangan lahat ng desisyon na pag-iisipan ng maigi. Hirap magpadalos-dalos. Yes, I believe in those people na kailangan nating mag-take ng risk. So syempre, there is what we call as risk management. We need to manage also those risks. Hindi pwedeng taya ka lang ng taya without managing it. Diba? Kaya nga nabuo ang concept ng risk management. Eh. Diba? Napaganda ng account. Ang ganda maging BSA, marami kang matututunan. Hindi lang accounting yan. Mga other concepts pa na magagamit natin sa totoong buhay. Diba? Napakaganda. Anyways, next. Ang dahil pang sinasabi, sir, inaantok na ako. Okay, next. Last, gains and losses na tayo. And that would be gains and losses on changes in fair value. Okay, so obviously, pag sinabing changes in fair value, yung pagbabago ng fair value ng bioasset. From the time na pumasok siya, which is either January 1 or some other date, until December 31, your reporting date. And take note, gains and losses on changes in fair value are presented as well in profit or loss. At ang gains and losses could be breakdown into gains and losses due to price change and due to physical change. Ito yung madalas na lumalabas na tanong or concept pagdating sa bioasset. Mapa-pre-board man yan o board exam. Ito talaga yung madalas na lumalabas. Yung gain due to price change saka gain due to physical change. Di ba may computation yan? At karamihan nalilito dyan sa computation na yan. Kaya ano ba kasi ang price change saka physical change, sir? Sinabing due to price change, it pertains to the difference in the prices at the beginning and at the end of the period without considering price changes due to physical growth of biological asset. Sir, hindi ko naintindihan. Ang dating, pag sinabing price change, yan yung pagbabago ng value ng asset. Pero ang assumption, hindi siya lumaki o hindi siya tumanda. Kaya nga ang presumption o ang concept na ginagamit sa price change, same age, different date. I'll repeat. Ang ginagamit na assumption sa price change, same age, different date. Bakit same age? Kasi nga ang assumption, hindi siya tumanda. Kaya hindi tumanda yung bio asset. Ang gagamitin mong age, yung beginning age niya. Yung age niya at the beginning of the year, yung age niya pagpasok niya sa entity during the year. Talagang hindi siya tumanda. Yun ang assumption ng price change. Kaya nga same age pero different date. Pag sinabing different date, yung prices nung una siyang pumasok saka prices nung December 31 o year end. Kaya different date rin ang gagamitin. Kaya ang assumption ng price change, hindi siya tumanda. Kaya hindi siya lumaki. Next, physical change. Kaya ito pala, may formula pala tayo. Yung price niya at the end of the year, minus yung price niya at the beginning of the year, times quantity. Pero ingat lang, ang gagamitin yung price at the end of the year, yung based on the beginning age nga. Kung titignan mo, different date kasi ending sa beginning date pero same age. Tama ito, i-highlight ko para makita mo Ayan. Different date kasi price nung December 31 saka price nung January 1 o kung kailan man siya pumasok. Okay, beginning prices saka ending prices. Pero ang gagamitin mong age, yung age niya nung pagpasok niya, beginning age. Kaya nga price change. Ang assumption, hindi siya tumanda. Okay, ang pagbabago ng value niya is due to price changes. Wala, basic pa rin, sir. Totally no-brainer. O, next. Due to physical change naman, it is the difference between the prices at the end of the period considering changes in changes in price due to physical growth. The fair value less cost to sell at the beginning of the year is ignored. Kumbaga, sinabing physical change, lahat ng information na titignan mo, December 31 lang. Kaya nga pansinin mo, anong assumption? Lang, i-highlight natin para makita mo ulit ha. Different age pero same date. Ang date na gagamitin mo, December 31 lang. Pero ang age na gagamitin mo, magkaiba. Age niya nung unang pasok, saka age niya na ngayon. Nakikita mo yung difference nilang dalawa? Sa una, price change, ang assumption hindi tumanda. Kaya nga kapag hindi tumanda, parehong age ang gagamitin mo. Pero different price range or price dates. Dito sa physical change, same price date ang gagamitin mo. Sinabing same price date, same date lang, which is December 31. Wala kang ibang titignan na information. December 31 lang. Pero ang titignan mo na December 31 prices using their age at the beginning and then age at the ending. Kaya nga ang ina-assume, tumanda siya. Kasi due to physical, tumanda. Kaya different age ang ginamit mo. Kaya nga pag price change, same age, different date. Pag physical change, different age, same date. Same date, December 31. Ano yun, napaka-basic, sir. Totally no-brainer. Kaya ang formula natin would be, yung price niya, ito pansinin mo ha, pansinin mo, anong price ang gagamitin mo? Parehong price ending. Sinabing price ending, parehong December 31 prices. Pero ang gagamitin mong age, yung bagong age niya, di tumanda nga, i-compare mo sa beginning age niya. Different age, same date. Diba? Napakasimple, hindi ganun kahirap tandaan. Same age, different date. Different age, same date. Yun nga lang, ingat lang. Okay? Kapag in-apply mo yung formula na yan, yung different age, same date, ito, kulang pa yan. Pati yung fair value less cost to sell ng newborn, that is also a gain due to physical change. Diba, naalala mo kanina, binornal entry natin yung newborn. Ang entry ng newborn ay debit value asset, credit gain. Yung gain na yon, gain due to physical change din yon. So yon, hindi lumalabas siya sa mga template natin na different age, same age, hindi siya lalabas doon. Talagang manually idadagdag mo yung fair value o yung gain mo resulting from newborn para ma-compute yung total gain due to physical change. Kumbaga, pag price change, ito na yon yung formula. Yung same age, different date. Physical change, different age, same date, as yung fair value less cost to sell ng newborn. Di ba basic na basic pa rin, sir? Totally understandable. Okay? So let us apply this one on our last exercise for today. Ayan, para ma-conclude na natin tong meeting natin. Diba? Mahirap pa, guys. Hindi naman eh. May parts talagang mahirap. May parts talagang kailangan mong tandaan siya. Pero I am trying my best para maintindihan mo siya on a simpler way or simpler manner. Katulad nung sa mga ito. Same age, different date, different age, same date. Diba? Mas madali siya maalala kapag gano'n eh. Kaysa memoryahin mo yung buong definition. Patay tayo dyan. And anyways, next. Let us apply again this one on our last exercise. So ang requirement, compute for the following: the gain due to price change and gain due to physical change. Sabi ko nga ito yung madalas sa tinatanong for this type of topic. Ito yung madalas sa tinatanong sa biological assets. Okay, laban lang. Nako, parang alaksan lang sila. Laban lang. Has heard. Has heard? Has a herd of 10, take note ha, noong January 1, 2021. 10 taon ng hayop mo, naku, ano ba naman yan, sir? Matanda na to, sir. Pinalaki ko to eh. 2-year-old na yung hayop mo. At take note, ang quantity niyan, 10. 10 ang 2-year-old animals mo nung January 1. Isang hayop, isa, binili mo nung July 1, 2.5 years old at 100 pesos. At isang hayop ang pinanganak nung July 1, 2021. So, ibig sabihin, ang composition ng hayop mo, ang composition ng hayop mo, nahati sa tatlo. Una, yung hayop mo noong January 1, 2021 na 2 years old, Pangalawa, yung hayop mo nung July 1 na 2.5 years old. Tatlo, yung hayop mo nung July 1 na newborn. Again na, tatlong hayop mo. Naku, patay tayo dyan, sir. Dumadami yung mga hayop na yan. 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old, saka newborn. Okay, next. Wala raw hayop ang na-dispose o nabenta during the year. The fair value less cost to sell is as follows. So, binigay yung fair value less cost to sell, January 1, July 1, July 1, tapos lahat na December 31. Binigay siya on different age scale. Kumbaga iba't ibang age ang binigay sa'yo, tapos iba't ibang dates din. So yan yung ating gagamitin later on. So let us start our computation ng fair value or change in fair value due to price change. Okay, so again, take note of the given information. So para hindi ka po maligaw, pwede mo namang i-screenshot para masundan mo yung ating solution. Okay? Next. Unahin natin yung price change. Sabi ko nga, ilan yung hayop mo? Palay tayo, ilan yung hayop ko, sir? 3. Unahin natin yung 10-year-old animals. Ingat lang. Price change, anong assumption? Same age, different date. So, ibig sabihin, ang gagamitin kong age ay yung age niya at the beginning. Kasi nga, i-assume na hindi siya tumanda. Anong beginning age niyang, ano yung beginning age niyang 10 hayop na yan? Diba 2-year-old sila nung una? So, ang gahanapin mo, yung presyo ng 2-year-old animal ng January 1 saka presyo ng 2-year-old animal December 31. I'll repeat. Price change, same age, different date. Kasi ang i-assume hindi siya tumanda, ang gagamitin yung age niya at the beginning. So ang kailangan mo ay yung price niya noong December 31 kasi different dates Saka price niya ng December 31. Pero based on the beginning age which is 2-year-old. Magkano ang price ng January 1, 2-year-old? 100. Tama, 100 yung nakalagay sa given. Magkano ang price ng 2-year-old December 31? 105. Ang difference ay 5 per hayop. Kailan ba yung hayop mo? 10. So 5 times 10, ang gain from price change nila ay 50 pesos. Diba? Ang dali pa rin, sir. Ano ba naman yan? Napakadali i-apply. Same age, different date. Different date means January 1, December 31. I will use the same age, which is 2-year-old. Ay, wala. Basic, sir. Kayang-kaya na to. Palawang hayop, yung 2.5-year-old. Tama ba? Isa lang din yan. Isa lang. Tapos ang kailangan natin, yung presyo ng July 1 na hindi January 1 kasi July 1 pumasok yung hayop na to. July 1 pumasok yan, hindi December 31. So beginning price niya, 108. Ending price niya, December 31. Pero based on 2.5 years old pa rin, 111. Kasi nga same age, different date. Ang sagot ay 3. Isang hayop lang naman yan. So 3 times 1, that is 3. Diba, kinalki mo pa yan, nakakatakot na talaga yan. Okay, next. 3 hayop. Yung newborn. Tama? So yung newborn, pumasok o pinanganak din July 1. So ang kailangan mo, yung presyo ng newborn July 1, saka presyo ng newborn December 31. Which is 72 ng December 31, 70 ng July 1, so 2 pesos times 1, that is 2. Kaya ang total gain due to price change ay 55 pesos. Pero yan na po yung sagot. Yes, yan na po yun. Wala pa rin ka-challenge. Diba ang dali? Sobrang dali. Same age, different date. I-assume na hindi tumanda pero different dates ang gagamitin. Yung date na pumasok siya, saka yung year-end date. Kasi yun yung date na magre-report na tayo. Wala, sir. Wala. Yan na, sir. Wala mo lang kahirap-hirap, sir. Okay, next. Tayo sa physical change, guys. Physical change. Anong assumption sa physical change? Siyempre, ang assumption natin, tumanda. Pero ang assumption, different age, same date. Physical change, anong date lang ang titignan mo? December 31 lang. Wala ka ng ibang dates na titignan. December 31 lang ang titignan. I'll repeat. Iusap na. December 31. Hindi mo na titignan yung January 1, July 1. Okay, December 31. Pero different age. Pag sinabing different age, i-compare mo yung age niya nung una niyang pasok saka age niya ng December 31 at their price level. Okay, so sige, let us start. Unahin natin yung hayop ng January 1. Diba yung hayop ng January 1, year-old yun ng una. So pagdating ng December 31, ilang taon na yung mga hayop niyan? Year-old na. 3 years old na. So dahil 3 years old na, ang kailangan natin ay presyo ng 2-year-old, December 31, saka presyo ng 3 years old, December 31. Wala akong ibang ginamit na dates. December 31 lang o year-end lang kapag physical change. Magkano ang presyo ng year-old ng December 31? 105. Magkano ang presyo ng 3-year-old December 31? 120. Ano napansin mo? Same date, December 31, but different age. Kasi nga inassume natin na tumanda na sila. Physically. Physical change. Wala. Basic pa rin siya. So 15 times 10, that is 150. Nako, suko na ako, sir. Next. Yung hayop mo nung July 1. Diba yung hayop mo nung July 1, 2.5 years old yan. Dating ng December 31, ilang taon na yung hayop na yan? Years old na rin yan. Kasi kalahating taon lang lumipas July 1. So ang kailangan mo ulit, December 31 na presyo, pero 2.5 years old, tapos December 31 na presyo ng 3 years old. 3 years old, nakuha na natin kanina 120. Kaya nga pareho sila Kung 2.5 years old, December 31, 111. So ang sagot ay 9 times 1, that would be 9. Ay, di ba? Same date, different age. O, pangatlong hayop. Okay, yung newborn. Newborn nung July 1. At ng December 31, newborn pa rin ba yan? Hindi na. 5 years old na yan. Kasi nga, lumipas na yung kalahating taon. So, ang kailangan mo, December 31 prices ng newborn, saka 0.5 years old. Ang newborn na December 31, 72. Ang December 31 na price for 0.5 years old ay 80. So, ang sagot ay 8 times 1, that would be 8. Okay. Pero ingat lang, pinag-plus mo yung tatlo, 150 plus 9 plus 8, pero nang lalabas sa multiple choice niyan. Pero hindi pa yun ang tamang sagot. Kasi nga, kailangan pa natin idagdag yung fair value ng newborn nung bagong panganak siya. Pag entry ng newborn ay debit value asset, credit gain. Yung gain na yon due to physical change yun, so talagang dinadagdag yan. At magkano ang fair value ng newborn nung pinanganak siya, which is July 1? 70. So 70 times 1, that would be 70. Kaya ang sagot natin for physical change ay 237. Okay? Sir, yan na po ang sagot? Yes, yan na yon. Wala pa rin ka-challenge. Totally no brainer. Ay nako, wala. Suko na ako sa sobrang dali, sir. Yan na ba pinagmamalaki mong bio asset ni hindi mo lang sumakit ang ulo ko? Di ba? Siguro mga 1% pa lang nagagamit ko, sir. Hindi pa ako hindi pa ako nagto 2%. Sobrang dali. Sana all, sir. Hindi, sir. 1% na lang yung natira. Charot lang. Last na, before we formally conclude this one, mabilis na lang ito. Presentation and disclosure. Ang presentation ng bioasset, normally non-current asset yan. Kasi usually ang hayop nabubuhay naman for more than a year Tama? Pero normally, kasi may mga halaman na nabubuhay within a year lang. Tama? So kapag ganun ang nangyari, yung biological asset, current asset siya. Kasi consumable siya within 1 year lang Unless kapag more than 1 year, non-current siya. And that is the normal presentation. Usually non-current talaga to. Ang agri-produce, after the point of harvest, inventories na yan. At kung inventories na yan, current assets yan. Unless other standards will apply. Example nga, kung PPE siya later on, non-current asset ang PPE. Depende kung saan siya pupunta later on. Okay, last na, disclosure. Ingat lang, walang required disclosure ang PAS 41. Sinabi nating required kasi, wala kang choice kung hindi ilagay yon. Kasi pag hindi ka nag-comply, ang assumption niyan, hindi properly or hindi adequate ang disclosure na ginawa mo. Pero pag encourage disclosures lang, definitely, may option ka pwedeng hindi yun gawin. Kaya ikaw ang bahala pag encourage. Pero pag required, you have no choice. Kung hindi i-disclose lahat ng pinapa-disclose ng standard. At ang encourage disclosure natin, nahati lang sa tatlo yan. Una, yung disclosure, kung sino ang consumable sa bearer na bioasset. Palawa, yung disclosure kung sino ang mature sa immature. Parang gusto ko yung pangalawa, sir. Pangatlo, yung breakdown ng total gain into price and physical change. But again, lahat ng ito ay encouraged lang. Hindi sila required. Okay? So I think that will conclude my presentation for today. Yan, stop sharing na tayo. Ayan. So thank you so much everyone for attending today's webinar about biological assets. Maraming maraming salamat sa pakikinig. I am truly honored and I am very grateful to be your speaker today kasi sabi ko matagal na rin akong di nakapag-webinar. Mas masaya talaga kapag ganito na live yung session natin. So parang miss na miss ko talaga magturo. So maraming salamat FJP for conducting this event and for inviting me. It has been a pleasure. Maraming maraming salamat sa inyo. And to all viewers, I really hope na natutunan at naintindihan natin yung concepts ng biological asset. And I hope na may apply natin yan as we answer multiple choice questions and problems. Remember, in order for you to master any accounting concept or any accounting subject, repetition practice is a must. In order for you na maalala at mag-retain niya sa utak natin. Kung magtrabaho ang utak natin mas madalas niyang nakikita, naririnig, nararamdaman, mas mabilis niya o mas madalas niya naaalala. Parang commercial lang yan. Hindi mo naman intention memoryahin ng commercial pero pag narinig mo na yung tunog ng micronutrient deficiency, patay na. Alam mong their brand yun. Di ba? Pero you do not have any intention on memorizing it. Diba? Pero ganun talaga magtrabaho ang utak natin. If you want na ang concept mag-retain, na matagal yan, na mabakante o matagal yang hindi maalala o maaral ulit, maaalala at maaalala mo yan. And that can be gathered or obtained through mastery or through repetition. Kailangan paulit-ulit mong pinapractice talaga yan, whether multiple choice, straight problems, o paulit-ulit mong binabasa. That is my ultimate advice that is my ultimate advice for you guys if you want to truly understand and appreciate the beauty of accounting. Kaya accounting, sabi ko nga, mamahalin ka niyan. Pero ang tao kasi nagmamahal, naglalaan ng time. Diba? Tama ba yun? Ang taong tunay na nagmamahal, naglalaan ng time. Kaya kung gusto mo mahalin ka ng accounting, maglaan ka ng time. Time lang ang hinihingi ng accounting sa'yo. Hindi kaya hinihingi ng pera, hindi kaya hinihingi ng kahit ano. Oras lang ang hinihingi niya para ma-appreciate ka niya at para ma-appreciate mo rin siya. Okay, so tama na siguro baka maging MMK na tong session natin. So again, thank you so much everyone. I really hope to see you soon sa face-to-face classes and conventions as well. Malam sa oath-taking, magkita tayo once you pass that CPA licensure examination. Always believe in yourself. God bless everyone and always stay safe. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Sir Karim, for that really comprehensive and of course fun discussion. Ayan, and we really appreciate the way how Sir Karim lay out the concepts in such a way that is, of course, not heavy to us all, especially that it is indeed a technical discussion. So once again, thank you, Sir Karim. But of course, before we proceed to our question and answer round, let us, of course, ice breaking, right? Of course, we need space. And kagaya nga ng sinabi ni Sir kanina, kailangan naman natin mag-relax on some point in time, especially at this really crucial topic, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you our icebreaker for this morning, and that's where we call it Where in the World. All right, so our title for this morning's icebreaker is Where in the World. So basically, this game will test the participants' knowledge on geography. All right, so ngayong umaga, magtutour tayo. The host will flash random pictures of food together with cultures, festivals, and tourist spots on the screen. The participants shall guess where in the world these things are located. Another, the participants shall supply answers pertaining only to the country where the pictures flash are located. Wait for the go signal of the host, and that's me, in the chat or in the comment section before you type your answer via the Facebook Live. Alright, only answers given after the go signal will be considered. Of course, I would like to remind everybody once again that those who have this sharer badge shall be the one that will be qualified to be recognized for their answers to be recognized. So please make sure that you have shared this live video. So once again, also shout out to our almost 450 viewers a while back. So it's indeed our honor to learn or have this learning opportunity with all of you guys. So I think we're through with our icebreaker. Oh no. Meron pa pala tayo mga mechanics here. Sorry. So the first person who can give the correct answer will be the winner. Only one winner can win a specific item. You can only win once so that others are given a chance. Alright? Let's give chance to others, guys. Syempre. Alright, so I think we're through and ready for icebreaker. Ayan. Ng mga J-nerds natin dyan sa comment section natin sa Facebook, please be prepared. Alright, so for our first tour, ready? Where in the world is this? Alright, for our first location. Alright, we could see some really familiar places. We could see a majestic mountain, or is that a volcano? I don't know. We could also see some ancient buildings here. Also with, of course, that very familiar. Ayan, nagugutom na ako. Tinitignan ko pa lang, magla-lunch na ba tayo? Where in the world is this? Go! All right, so the correct answer is, of course, obviously, Philippines. Yes, that's the first location. Moving on to our second tour. Ready? Go. Yes, as we can see, we can see some colorful and really creative markings at the palm and the hands of these people, together with them convening. Yan, nakakamiss naman yung mga event na ganito, ano? With those color splashes and of course, really gracing and toys, dancers. Ayan, meron tayong elephant dyan. With that, of course, majestic temple, together with that really tasty, mula pa lang sa itsura niya, na food. Alright, where in the world is that? Go! Alright, so the answer is India. Yes, that's India. Alright, so let's get to our next location. Where in the world is this? Okay, we could see another maybe neighboring location here. We can see some indigenous people wearing their indigenous costumes. Wow, that's really grand. That gold touch, together with that, of course, majestic temple. Again, that is very familiar, of course, to us all. Where in the world is this? Go. Okay, and the answer is Cambodia. Yes, another Southeast Asian country. Alright, Cambodia. Okay, I think we're through or to our next location. Ready? Where in the world is this? Okay, we could see some really great skyscrapers there. With those, of course, Instagrammable locations and temples. The only 7-star hotel, together with the tallest building in the world. Where in the world is that? Go. All right, and the answer is United Arab Emirates. Yes, UAE. Go. All right, let's get to our next location. Ready? Go. Of course, we could see some clock tower there, together with a familiar tiara, of course, with their really signature teacups, and of course, their telephone station, or ayan, how do you call them? Payphone or whatever. All right, so that's it for our next location. Where in the world is that? Go. Answer is United Kingdom. All right, of course, the home of the Queen Elizabeth. Yes, and the British Royal. Okay, on to our next location. Let's have. Okay, we could see some grace again and poise ballet dancers together with the landmark of theirs. Okay, that's a really cute and colorful, really festive team building together with their loved president. Ayan, nakikita ko pa yung flag nila at the back of their president. Where in the world is that? Go. All right, and the answer is Russia. It's Russia. Okay, on to our next location. Ready? Okay. Wow. Really Instagram worthy. Yes. Of course, we could see some of their signature dishes. The spaghetti together with the pizza. Of course, we could really see some group of men playing instruments together with that building and a really remarkable and landmark as well of their country. Okay, go. And the answer is Italy. Yes, so that's Italy, guys. Alright, so ayun, kung mapapansin nyo, no, medyo talaga dinalian daw ng ating organizers para naman mag-uunahan talaga ang ating participants in answering those questions. Alright, on to our next location. Ito naman kayo tayo dadalhin. Wow, another great view of skyscrapers. Together with that, talagang nagugutom na ako. Foods, wow. Ano all? Ayan, we could also see here their landmark. And of course, the really good architectural creations and their biomimicries. Alright, where in the world is this? Go. Yes, that's it. You're right. That's Singapore, another Southeast Asian country on the go. Alright, on to our next country. Alright. Alright, we could see a football player together with the Amazon forest. And of course, a really grand parade out there. And of course, their landmark, a statue of Christ overseeing the whole city. Alright, so where in the world is that? Go. And the answer is Brazil. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, guys, but that's Brazil of South America. Alright, on to our next location. We have, alright, another familiar location with that traditional, traditional, paano ba? Traditional wares of their country, together with, of course, their signature dishes. Ayan, the tunnels, and of course the cherry blossoms with those temples once again. Yes, indeed, it's a really great culture out there. What country is this? Go. Alright, the answer is Nippon, Japan. Alright, I think that's the end of our icebreaker in this morning, and we are now through with the question and answer. Alright, so congratulations. For our winners, we will be announcing the list of winners later later at our reminder. So thank you once again for your attention. We hope that you enjoyed before we head on to another series of question and answering. Together with, of course, once again, we're really grateful to have him, Mr. Karim, our top one of May 2016 CPA licensure examination. So, hi, sir. Once again, are you ready po to answer some of the questions of our JPNs?
Okay lang, bring it on.
All right. Yes, that's the confidence. All right. All right. So, sir, for the first question, although some of the questions here, maybe you answered them already, but our JPNs overlooked them or overheard them. So, ayan. First question is that what is the impact of COVID-19 on accounting for biological assets? Ayan. Meron kaya ba, sir?
Mm, in terms of impact kasi, parang halos lahat naman ng industry tinamaan ng COVID-19 eh. Except for yung mga for essential goods and services. Parang hindi lang naman saka health. Nang medyo hindi ganun kalaking impact, pero yung impact niya is incremental, not detrimental. Unlike other businesses. So in terms of agriculture kasi, since agriculture is part of your essential goods, kasi syempre